Hey. What's going on, y'all? Come on in. Come on in, get comfortable. Yes. How y'all doing? Is everybody surviving the winter storm? It is cold. Cold is an understatement, okay? It's cold as a witch titty out there, though. And some of y'all are further north, so I know y'all really know what I'm talking about with this cold situation, honey. So listen. It's not what a lot of people thought it was going to be. Can we say that? So a lot of people had like this picture in mind of like snow all the way to the bottom of the map and this, that, and the third. And it's a whole lot of cold, but I don't think it's a lot of snow everywhere. I think some of the places it was a lot of sleet, a lot of freezing rain, a lot of ice, baby. And I ain't talking about vanilla ice. Listen, but the cold is foolish. We was told that it's going to be the coldest it's been in Jackson, Mississippi in 35 years by Tuesday, I believe I heard. Don't mark me. Don't quote me, but that's what they're saying. And then other places, it's a lot of snow up north. I'm talking about in the South. Well, a lot of people in the South was thinking it was going to be a lot of like really crazy snow. And I think the snow started showing up like today, like in the evening time in certain places. But man, them roads look crazy. I was watching some of the YouTube meteorologists. I think the one guy's name is Max something rather. And so he's got people he calls storm chasers that was outside yesterday in Memphis. The road was looking crazy. Texas was looking crazy. Couple of places. So wherever y'all are, I hope you're safe. If y'all got space heaters, please keep them away from anything flammable. Watch the children, keep the candles, the lighters and stuff out of the reach of children. Make sure that y'all have things to use for heat and for light, in case you run out of candles, in case the power goes out, because we just don't know what could happen at any given time. So y'all keep all of those things in mind, okay? Also, couple of quick tips. If you got hand sanitizer, that is an excellent flammable, and it does provide a lot of pure heat. Usually get a blue flame, lots of pure heat from that. So hand sanitizer is your friend. Y'all know the little metal scrubbies, like the scrubby. It's not like steel wool like Brillo. Don't use Brillo. But the metal scrubbies, like the spiral metal scrubbies, put a 2 in the chat if y'all know what I'm talking about. Put a 2 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Because if you use those, like in a muffin tin with the hand sanitizer, because it's got that pure alcohol in it, squirt some of that. Thank you. So DV know what I'm talking about. Ain't nobody else studying me. Okay, the rest of y'all came on in. Use it in, the stainless steel, right, Shakuru? Put it in, like if you got an old muffin tin you done picked up somewhere that you ain't using at the moment, put a couple of those in there, squirt it with the hand sanitizer and light it. That is an excellent heat source. You can use it to cook with, and you can use it to kind of heat your area a little bit if the power goes out. One thing about that, make sure if you do it on the top of a stove, that's good, because we got ventilation over the stoves and stuff like that if you're cooking. Also, make sure you don't sit the muffin tin directly on any flammable surface. Don't sit it on your countertop because it'll burn, because it's going to get really hot. The muffin tin is going to get super hot. So don't put it on the countertop, like raise it up off of something. Like if you got a frying pan, put a frying pan upside down and sit it on top of that. You get what I'm saying? Don't put it directly on any surface that can burn. Make sure you keep little things like that. Hopefully y'all know how to make a little makeshift lamp or something if you need to, with some cooking oil and water, in the lid, and pull your little rag through there. Let's stay safe, stay warm. We just got to make it through the next few days, y'all. My birthday is coming up, and I'm a cold heifer. So I guess since I'm so cold, you know what I'm saying? The weather wanted to try to match my energy, because I'm so cold. I'm just so cold. I'm playing. But yeah. So I'm still excited for my birthday, but I don't want to hear no bad news about any of y'all getting sick, getting hurt, or having any accidents at your house. That is a super, super big deal. For those of you who do not have hand sanitizer, if you got aloe vera gel, if you mix aloe vera gel with rubbing alcohol, you can make hand sanitizer for the same thing. Just be aware. Rubbing alcohol is also really good for like fire, pretty clean fire. Just be aware, guys, that if you use rubbing alcohol, the higher the percentage of purity, the more pure and clean the heat. So like if you got a 90% or 91% alcohol, perfect. If you only got like a 70 or 50% alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, white alcohol, remember that needs ventilation because it's going to give you a little bit of fumes off of it. Okay, so make sure you got ventilation. That's all I want to say. Y'all be safe. Layers matter. Electric blankets matter. Pace yourself, take care of yourselves, and drink lots of tea. So how y'all doing? Other than that, how y'all doing? I just wanted to give y'all some tips because I want y'all to stay safe. I love y'all, for real. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. This week has been interesting. I know a lot of y'all been running to the, grocery store. We ran and did a little, pick them up here and there, grab a couple things, make sure we were good. Y'all, I made a big old pot of chili and it's bumping. It's bumping. It's really bumping. And y'all know when it's cold outside, ain't nothing like a pot of chili. Ain't nothing like a pot of chili. It'll get you together, okay? Let me greet who's here, and then we're going to talk about what went on this show. Aries Sun is here. Happy Sunday. You said New York City is snowed in. Girl, are you surprised? Y'all is up north, and that thing is traveling northeast. You knew when it came up there, y'all was going to really get the business. If it was getting cold as a polar bear toenails down here, you know. Y'all was going to be in Sub-Zero's deep freezer. You knew that. Hey, Magaline, thank you for being like number 1. You and Aries Sun hit it at the same time. Adrian Marie, what up, girl? Thank you for being number 4. Oh, you snowed in New York City, too? Oh, man, I hope you got plenty of snacks. Make you a pot of soup or chili or something. I hope y'all got them slow cookers. Them crock pots. I hope y'all got them crock pots busting right now. Hey, what's up, Diamond Baby? That's my girl. They ending the season properly with Karen because this trip was baby. This trip was piss po. It was piss po. I don't know what Angel had going on. Thank you for being number 5, girl. Quiet Storm. Our princess's mom is also like number 5. No snow, just rain here in Macon. So Macon ain't seen no snow. We ain't seen no snow here in Jackson either, but baby, the rain is coming down. And it's almost like somebody made ice water before it was allowed to come down. That's the way it looks. Gossip News. How you doing, nephew? Thank you for being number 6. Bianca the Beautiful is in the chat holding us down, honey. Listen, she said, get your shoes off, get your treats, and hit that like button, all right? Make sure you do that. If you don't do nothing else, Tracy Lashley, that's my girl. She number 14. Queen of Hearts. Hey, girl, how you doing? Queen of Hearts KS, she number 14. Y'all hit it at the same time. Come on in, get comfortable, get cozy. Get cozy. Agnes Bukasa. Hello, lady. Good evening. How you doing? Hit the like button. Happy to be happy, girl. We happy you made it. I'm glad you number 14. You cold out there in California? What is the weather doing in San Francisco, girl? What is the weather doing over there? Got some news talking about you wanted snow. Hell, I want you to have all of it, too. Don't send none of it down here. I was constructed in a tropical climate. I have no time for snow. Please and thank you. Cynthia Christian, how you doing, girl? Thank you for being number 19. Black Smile is number 20. Miss Lovely T is on 22s. How you doing? Good to see you. D Crazy, D Amazing DS is here, and she's number 23. So glad to see you, girl. Listen, Bianca, I got a bone to pick with you, sis. I do. DV, thank you for being number 25. Candy Butler, what up, Bookie Whoops? Thank you for being number 16. BBA Miss Red is 28. So good to see you. Y'all know DS running their reflection corner. She tap you on the shoulder and you get a emoji pointing you to the corner. You know what that means. Yeah, that means you just as crazy as her and you got to join her in the corner. Okay, I'm gonna be passing out violations all night. All night. I don't know who I'm gonna give them to, but I already know y'all finna act up and I'm ready. I'm ready. Bianca said she ain't get no snow either. Got all that darn ice. Man, look. What was that song by Goody Mob? Black Ice? Was it Black Ice? Touch what I never touched before. Seen what I never seen before. Woke up and seen the sun sky high. Was that Black Ice? I feel like I got to play that now. Coco Mahogany. Hey now. Fort Lauderdale. I know that's right, honey. We got the girls from Broward in the house. Y'all know I love when our Florida girls come through. How you doing, Miss Broward? How you doing, Broward County? I know that's right. Diva 2 representing Jacksonville, Duval. Thank you for being number 30. Mo Walker up and through here. Hey, sis. How you doing? How you doing, sis? Good to see you, girl. Make sure you hit the like button. Makeup Addict. Hey, gorgeous. Make sure you hit the like button now. We need you. We need you. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Makeup Addict said they had snow and ice. What part of Georgia you in? What part of Georgia you in? Because Macon say they ain't getting none in Atlanta. Yeah, Bianca's in Atlanta, and she said they ain't getting none. You maybe you're a little bit further north and got bad luck. Unless you like snow, then I guess it's good news. Okay. Did you unhide them? Who you hid? Make sure we unhide them if it was an accident. So one of y'all seen it. Whoever Quiet Storm and the princess then hid, because sound like the princess was trying to take control of the phone. Okay, because y'all know she run the house over there. She just nice enough to let Quiet Storm and our brother-in-law live there, but that is the princess's home. Okay, I don't know whether she made that clear to y'all, but you know she's living with the princess. Hey, my sweet, you trying to get the ending of the game, but I'm listening. I know that's right, girl. Hit that like button. Do that for me. And listen, don't forget y'all engagement button on the bottom right-hand side, the circle with the heart emoji. Tap, 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 and give me my bubbles because y'all know I'm sensitive. Okay? That's right, y'all. Stay warm. Look, I got my blanket because I want to be cozy. Mm-hmm. Hey, Camille Fun, hit the like button, girl. Put your like number in the chat. Listen, y'all know the rules around here. No, that is her home, and y'all are trying to wrongfully evict our niece, and we are not going to have it. We are not going to have it. Y'all are going to respect the princess in her home. Okay, that's what y'all gonna do. Because I'm playing with y'all. You know, we go up for the princess around here. All right, Miss Sparkle, our resident Mary Kay lady is here. I hope all of y'all got in on the sale. You know, it was a sale. Lynn Toy, I'm sorry, you were supposed to call me yesterday and remind me. So what we doing? Don't worry, I'm gonna get with you. We're gonna get on it because I don't want nobody to miss out on the sale. You know, the liquidation. LEL. Happy Sunday. Good evening, baby. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Columbus got a weather advisory. Y'all shut down. Dang, Dana Brown, number 38. Delicious. Hey, Bookie Whoops. How you doing, gorgeous? Shakuru. Hey, sis. Listen, anything I can tell you to help you, you know I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell y'all something else, and you probably ain't going to listen. Because, you know, back in the day when we still had the FNN in Florida Negro News, I used to let y'all know what was popping, and it would always be somebody hating, reporting my channel for reporting the truth. So I'm going to tell y'all what's up. If you know like I know, buy you some silver. I'm going to say it one more time, and I'm moving on because we here for gossip and not for news. If you know like I know, you better buy you some silver. The price done shot up, and it's going to shoot up again. If y'all had bought gold when I told you, nobody wouldn't have a late bill nowhere. But people didn't listen to me. Y'all thought I was play pimping. The price of gold done got straight stupid, looped it. Now the silver is doing its thing. Get some before it get too expensive for you to get some. And I'm done. Priscilla Clemens, thank you for being number 40. Delicious, thank you for being 42. Y'all, we got Deborah Randall. So Housewives Talk is legal. And you know we finna show talk. Thank you for being number 38, girl. Richard Wilson, how you doing? Thank you for being number 44. Sean, living life. Hey, nephew, thank you for being 33. Said the only thing interesting about this episode was Karen getting out of prison like someone's prison bae. Also, let this be Angel's last season. Child, let it be. Let it be. Dear Lord, let it be. Because she sure need to go. Anytime. Thank you, DV. I did them at home. Sure did. Oh, you made a big pot of beef noodle soup. I know it's bussin'. I know that's right, sis. That's what you got to do. Happy Sunday. You babysitting and your daughter's flight is canceled. Baby, all them flights canceled. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Nowhere, baby. In McKinney. What's going on, sis? Happy 2-month royal anniversary. We love you, girl. Lady T470, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being like number 47. I know I need to have more likes than that. I know that. It's gonna be 17 degrees over there in Atlanta tomorrow. Now that's cold. That's cold. Too adorable. Thank you for being like number 50, boo. Teresa, is that Sublet? Sublet. Thank you for being number 41. I just always call you Teresa because you got my cousin name. Hey, Linnell Sila, how you doing? Hit the like button. Yep. Rochelle, thank you for being 48. You say y'all in California and you had the rain in December. Y'all stay safe, baby. Look. That is the name of that song. Thank you. And Rochelle, congratulations on your 54-month royal anniversary, girl. You know you fam down to the bone marrow. We love you, girl. We love you. We got Yvette, our other family member from all the way over there in Birmingham, UK. Yvette, y'all warm over there while we freezing our toenails off? Girl, it's so cold over here. It's so cold. Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. Listen, you know we get brutal winters over here. I seen what y'all winters do, but the winters over here can get brutal. And this time it's so brutal, girl, it's coming down south where it ain't supposed to come. Okay? It's crazy. It's crazy over here. Thank you for being number 57, Yvette. Y'all, this our Birmingham beauty. I know that's right. Cat girl, how you doing? Thank you for being 57. Ooh, another one of our Foxy ladies in New York City. You fixed it. Thank you. Extended through February 6th. New launch. Okay. So the liquidation sale, y'all, has been extended through February the 6th. Don't miss it. If you ain't in Discord, you sure need to get in there because it's going down. You're going to be the only one to miss it. She got a whole list of stuff. Are you in Discord? Can one of y'all put the Discord link in there so that Nashina can get in Discord so she can see what all Miss Sparkle got? And Miss Sparkle, we need you to repost your list in Discord because we got some ladies that's hearing about it now that didn't know about it before. And we want to make sure everybody can get in on the liquidation. Girl, she ain't got nothing over $20. Everything done been marked way down. She say everything must go, maybe even me. She might even have me on the list by the time you get in there. Y'all might mess around and get me for $15.99. So make sure you get in Discord. And Miss Sparkle, make sure you put the relist that thing again. Okay. See, Bianca want the baby. I mean, I like the baby too. I take the baby, but the baby run the house. Okay. And y'all not going to wrongfully evict my niece. Mariana Young, you on your third bowl of cereal? Ain't nothing like a bowl of cereal now. I wouldn't mind a little Frosted Flakes and some vanilla ice cream. All right, y'all. Get them likes right. Get them right. Get them right. Okay. All right, Coco Mahogany. All right. Hey, Nashina, she said she gonna repost the list. She gonna repost the list. Ladies, I need somebody to put the Discord link in the chat to make sure everybody can get there. Okay, got it. Adrian said, isn't it interesting? Ice in the news now in a lot of the country is in the ice. I mean, that ice gonna be the ice you talking about gonna be here in the summer too. It's gonna be an icy summer because they got a lot of people to try to get up out of here. And I don't know, to be honest with you, I feel like they being very optimistic, and I understand their optimism. I just don't know if them people can get all them people up out of here, and the people that's out there tussling with them people in the streets is crazy. Everybody crazy, if you ask me. Matter of fact, don't even get me talking about it. I got a news channel for stuff like that. Y'all ain't finna have me over here trying to explain what I think about a cotton picking thing. Okay? Ain't gonna do it. You trying to book a flight to get to the snow. I ain't studying you. So look, let's talk about what went on this show tonight. So, y'all know I got the notebook. Y'all know I keep a notebook. And my notebooks are getting full, okay? Jen Jones, hey girl, you here? Hey, Jen Jones. Hi. So look, this is the notebook somebody gave me for Christmas. And I'm like, I'm past the halfway mark in this one. So I'm going to need, okay, somebody to show me some love at some point and go to my wish list, which is always in my description box, and bless a girl with some notebooks. Like, I feel like I'll be just saying the simplest stuff. And it's always something simple. I ain't never looking for nothing serious at all. I just be looking for something simple. And I need notebooks because the notes are crazy. And tonight I had to write my butt off because the conversations was involved. And y'all know, anytime somebody has an exchange and they going back and forth, I got to rewind, play, because I want to make sure I get everything that everybody is saying. I don't want to take the short route and start thinking that, I got it and I'm not sure I got it. So I always have to go back and replay. I don't want to miss nothing nobody said, because sometimes if you miss something that one person says, it can change the whole context of a conversation. So I stay in my notebooks. I stay in the notebooks and I run through pens. Okay, I'm just saying. For 17 cents a day, you can keep your girl in a notebook. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing else. I'm just saying. That's all. That's all. Mm-hmm. Because, I write a lot of notes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's all. So that's just what that is. That's all I'm saying. So look, anywho, these heifers on this trip, let me say, first of all, I'm in shock that they ended the season on a trip, on this disaster of a trip. I feel like this should have happened earlier in the season, so we could have got the aftermath from this trip. Like, this trip was such a natural disaster that I think that it deserves to be dealt with on the aftermath. Like, there was a lot of aftermath that had to happen after this trip. We're going to come back tomorrow too and talk about the reunion looks. And I want to discuss why on earth we ended up with red as the reunion color. I was very concerned about that. Very, very concerned about that. Gossip News sent me a cash app. Let me send a heart. Oh, he say best auntie ever. That's so sweet. Listen, I love you. I love you for that. That is super, super sweet. So look. Yeah. So look. Let's get into this thing, right? Hold on, real quick. Yeah, so there's that. I did feel like that should have been the case. I'm also I feel like, are we at a point where we can be honest about the fact that Stacy's full of crap, or are we still pretending that she's not? I'm only asking because at this point I feel like I have to. At this point, I'm asking because I feel like we have to. So are we ready to be honest that Stacy's full of crap? Let me know in the chat what y'all think. Can we be honest about are we allowed to be honest yet about Stacy being full of crap? Are we ready? Because for some reason, it's like everybody on social media is pretending like, oh, she's so great. Oh, she's so wonderful. Oh, it's okay that she's a liar. I'm just so confused as to, like, what are we doing? You say red is the new hot color this fashion cycle. It's actually not, though. It's actually not, though. It's actually not. So that's why I'm like, what are we doing? I mean, can we be honest? Most of us would take leprosy over Angel. So that ain't saying much. That's her. That's her, Bianca. Yep, that's her. Mm-hmm. Agent said, I thought everybody knew she was full of it. Not the way they put on social media. Oh, anybody don't like Stacy is a bad person. Anybody who's nice to Stacy is a good person. And then now they're starting to do the same thing with Angel. Well, they were getting geared up to do the same thing with Angel. And I don't know. Breeze, hello, beautiful lady. Say red is last year. Thank you. And I was about to say, not even quite. Last year was like, a couple seasons back, but last year wouldn't have been too late. That's why I'm like, it's so played. I'm like, we're in red. Are we really doing red? Like, what? Who? Why? So you're an Aquarius girl too. That's so great. My birthday is in 6 days. 6 days. Okay. So excited. Mm-hmm. Say, can we keep Angel and get rid of Stacy? Not on your life. Nobody wants to keep Angel. Can we keep Angel away from us is the question. My sweet say, all of those women get on my nerves. I'll keep my mouth shut. No, that's who we need talking. Somebody like me who don't like nobody, because then we can give it to everybody. So no. Don't keep your mouth shut. Not if you don't like none of them, because then we're in the same club. Happy birthday, Breesh M. So listen, yes, I love it. Your husband's birthday is on Saturday. All right. So look, let's talk. Mm-hmm. Whoo, we got the notes. DB says she'd rather deal with Angel over Stacy, but both can go. I would like both to go. Yeah, both together. If they could both hold hands and skip, that would be wonderful. And take Kiana. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Tia's on thin ice. And it's bad because I told y'all, like, I was literally afraid to say I liked her because I knew the minute I said, okay, I like her, I give up, I like her, that she was going to get on my nerves. And that's exactly what happened. As soon as I said, okay, fine, I like Tia, Tia got on my nerves immediately. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm trying to break into my moonshine a little bit because Evie sent me moonshine for Christmas, like a moonshine advent calendar, and I'm just in love. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's that. And I got water. So I'm ready. I mean, he say that now, but Andy turned on people left and right. He was hanging out with Nene and turned on her. So that don't mean she ain't going nowhere. That hooker need to go. She need to go. Mm-hmm. All she do is lie. And it's like she's so blatant and disgusting with it. Angel is worse than Stacy to me. I can't take her. Woe is me. Yeah. Wet blanket. Wet blanket. Wet blanket. He LEL say just revert back to OGs. Karen is back. All the filler characters can go. They all flopped. I agree. Yeah, Andy never makes sense because y'all remember when he was liking Mia and everything about Mia was great and everybody thought Mia being a liar was so cool and oh, Mia be lying. Oh, it's so funny. And then after a while, it just, the lies made it all the way to the nostrils of the Lord and nobody could take her anymore. You say they can take Jassi too? Yeah, I mean, Jassi was getting on my nerves a little bit. So let's get into the notes, y'all. So they started where they left off with the fly fishing. Angel was telling them about the fly fishing, and hold on, let me get the vertical going at the same time because y'all already know YouTube don't tell everybody when we in here. So we got to make sure we don't lose none of our sisters in the process, okay? We got to make sure we don't lose any of our sisters, okay? Okay. Close enough. So look. Anyway, Giselle is telling them about lunch and packing for the next day because, you know, Giselle was all set to take over the trip. She was just like, I'm just going to take over. This is what it's going to be. And we're going to do brunch and then we're going to pack. We're going to do dinner tonight. We're going to do brunch tomorrow. We're going to pack and we're going to be up out this piece, right? Angel was still trying to hold on, which I'm not going to blame her for trying to hold on to her trip only because it's got to be embarrassing. You plan a trip and you about to be the only person in the history of housewives in any city, in any franchise that has your trip taken over because you such a mess. So real life, was I mad at her for trying to hold on to her trip? No, I wasn't. Also though, so she's like, well, no, you know, because they were like, we're gonna pack and possibly head back. And at first I was like, well, is Giselle just wanting them to end the trip early? We find out later on in the episode, not so much, because the flight was only 5 hours after they got through eating and leaving the hotel. So it wasn't even that she was trying to end it early. It was just, it just was what it was, right? My sweet said, when is these women know that Andy makes them look stupid, he's going to put Angel on the streets? Probably. Y'all know that y'all know how the white powder ranger is. Bianca said, why am I just not getting this live notification? Because I did a vertical live. As soon as I set up the vertical live, a lot of times y'all are getting notifications, but the regular live, they won't send notifications. Hey girl, listen, we're live on YouTube on a regular live. This is a vertical just to make sure I don't lose none of y'all. Please, please, please. If you leave this live and go to same channel, you ain't got to go nowhere else. Same channel. Go to the StreamYard live. All the girls are in there and we talking about Potomac. So come on in. And it has been a long time. Good to see you. So it's just I don't know. Sean Living Life said at the end, Angel said, and I quote, it's a privilege to know me. I understand having good self-esteem, but the delusion is a bit much. Right. But, you know, I think you say YouTube had my notifications muted for you. I believe it. I believe that. Yep. If you're in Discord, you're going to always know. Yep. They won't give y'all a notification for this one. A lot of the people that show up on this stream, is because they automatically know I'm going to be here on Sunday, so they just come in. But that's just what it is. Hi. I'm live on this vertical to let y'all know that we're live on YouTube. On YouTube, on a StreamYard live. This is just to make sure that y'all know we are live on a regular StreamYard live. I just want to make sure you know we're here. Oh, look, somebody's trying to shout out his mom. All right. Somebody named Flying High said, hey ho, your mom's not here, but shout out to you for showing love to your mama. Yeah, it's been really interesting. So she did try to hold on. One, who cares? We live on a regular live on YouTube on the StreamYard live. So if I'm pointing to you here, if you see me pointing to you, leave this live stream and come over to the regular live stream. If I'm pointing to you here, don't go anywhere. You're in the right place. If you're over here, you're fine, but make sure that you leave here and come over to the other one. So I'm going to end this live stream and then we're all going to move on over. We're all going to move on over to the StreamYard live from this live. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end this one and then we're going to come on over there. So when I end this one, if you want to still kick it with us, stay on this same channel, but click on the icon with my face and it'll take you straight to the live stream where we are on the StreamYard live. Okay. All right. Let's end this one. All right. Perfect. So hopefully we didn't lose anybody else. It's a shame that y'all literally be in here with us and y'all see for yourselves. You won't get a notification, but if I go live on a vertical, you'll be in here kicking it with us and then you'll get the then you'll get it. Yeah, Mo, he shouted out his mom, and I love people who love their mamas. Ain't nothing like loving mama. You only get one. You only get one. So I respect that. That's a young man or an older man who still loves his mama. Okay. I'll always love my mama. She's my favorite girl. That's right. You only get one. You only get one. Yeah. Y'all, there's the Discord link. So if y'all want to go and see all the stuff that Miss Sparkle, our resident Mary Kay lady, got on clearance, make sure that you hit that link and get up in there. Don't be the only one to miss out. Don't do it, because then you're gonna be mad. So yeah, Angel tried to hold on to the trip, y'all, hard as she could. Hit the like button, hit your thumbs up. Make sure if y'all curse, you misspell your curse words. Greet anybody new that you see. If this is your first time hanging with us, please put FTL for first time live in the chat so we can welcome you personally and individually, because we are indeed happy to have you here, okay? All right. So listen, she's trying to hold on. Giselle backed off and, kind of let her talk about what she wanted to do. She's still talking fly fishing and fishing in the fly and yada, yada, yada. So Wendy was like, well, can we do both? Can we do lunch and can we still? Okay, all right, y'all. David Elliott says this is first time live. So y'all know what to do, fam. Spam the chat with the word welcome, because David, we're happy to have you here and you are indeed welcome. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, girl. This is the right place. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome indeed. Y'all spam the chat with the word welcome. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. So look, after that, Giselle was like, well, after Wendy said, well, can we do both? And Giselle asked Angel, well, are you going to stay at the hotel with us? Which, fair question, fair play, because it's a hotel. It ain't like it's just an Airbnb where you can just show up and kick it. So she asked, we found out later that she did go and get rooms for Angel, Tia, and Kiana. She went and got rooms for them. You're welcome, David. We're glad to have you. Right. That was a fair question. Are you coming too? Because y'all been staying separate the whole trip. So if you're going to stay home, then it ain't no point in getting a room. Then it ain't no point in getting a room for all the other ladies. And I want to address that whole thing with Giselle getting the rooms in a minute too. In just about a minute. Okay. We ain't quite got there yet, but it's a lot to pick apart. It's a lot to pick apart. And I'm kind of interested in folks that I've seen online, because y'all know I always check the comment sections and everything. I like to kind of see how other people saw the same thing that I saw. And some of the things that I saw, it's like, it makes me wonder. And y'all let me know in the chat if you ever been there, where you see some of the comments on social media and you're like, were we watching the same show? Because I saw a lot of people really irritated that Giselle and the other ladies were upset because they couldn't bathe, and if they used the toilet, they couldn't flush. Because I'm trying to understand who the hell wouldn't have been pissed off with that. I'm just wondering. I'm wondering the caliber of women that are on social media. It's like, okay, are we is this? I keep wondering, is this a Nakatata situation where she had paid bots to come out and pretend like, oh, they just like her so much? Or is this like an Angela Oakley situation where she had paid bloggers to paint her with this really fair and favorable brush? Or are these people just not seeing what we're seeing? Or are they just disingenuous? Do they just get on social media and pretend like, oh, no, I'm perfectly great if I don't bathe. I don't mind pissing and pooping in toilets and not flushing them and having to smell human waste. Human excrement is wonderful in the morning. I don't know who would think this is great, but it's just wild to see people on social media pretending like that's not a problem. What's the problem with that? Why are they being so cranky about it? Why are they being mean about it? Why would anybody be nice about that? It just sounds a little nutty to me. It sounds a little nutty. And we're talking about the fact that these are women. Women can't be going days without bathing, contrary to what a certain hue of people say on social media, and the ones who brag about not bathing. But for those of us who have, a relatively high melanin count, we pride ourselves on being clean, squeaky clean, in fact. And we don't do smells. So why on earth would that be something that we would be cool with is the question that I have, right? So, she said she was going to stay. I don't feel like Giselle should have believed her, because when she asked her was she going to stay at the hotel with them at the Four Seasons, she was like, yes. I'm confused. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, darling, I've never been ice bathing, nor will I ever go ice bathing. No, my complexion stays like this because I pamper it. I'm real careful with it. So no, I'm not getting in no ice water. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. Yeah, it's a high possibility, Mo. It's DS says, I guess they use Lumi and think that's enough. Baby, when I saw the Lumi commercials talking about it keep down smell for 72 hours, I said, who the hell is skipping baths for 72 hours? Who are these barbarians? Who are these barbarians that are skipping baths for 72 hours? Okay. Gossip News says, I know my former co-workers don't bathe. I spray them with the Febreze. I'm not going to spray you with no Febreze, but you're going to stay the hell away from me or I'm going to embarrass you. And I mean in the most unceremonious way possible. Don't you ever come around me singeing my nose hairs. Absolutely not. The Lumi commercials are pretty foul. They're pretty foul. Yeah, ain't enough Lumi, Tumi, or Rumi in the world. No, you need to wash your behind. Okay. So she said, yeah, I didn't believe her when she said it. She hesitated before she said yes. And so I did not believe her. And she was like, okay. She was like, all right, but do you need to go ask Bobby? Now, Giselle was being a little, abrasive when she asked it, but it's a fair question because when they talked about you staying at the house with them or whatever, you had to ask Bobby whether it's true or not. That's what you said. So it's only fair that somebody would say, well, you saying yes, but do you need to run that by Bobby? Because in reality, if I got to get you a room and the other two girls a room, you need to let me know if this is contingent on whether Bobby's going to let you do it, because you're saying you got to check in with Bobby, make sure he cool with it. So check in first before you just tell me, yeah, you can come. Yvette said, I do be wondering if they're watching the same show sometimes too. Thank you, sis. At least I'm not the only one that's crazy, because I was starting to think, like, is it me? Am I tripping? I could be. Say, no, they tried to hug me in my good outfits. Oh, no. Baby, you need to sidestep them and trip them, make them bust their chin on the pavement. Don't let a snake person hug you ever. No. Hey, Fatima, say some of the pigskins I went to uni with had to unfortunately cohabit with, wouldn't bathe for weeks. No exaggeration, gee willikers. They stank and were acting like I was strange for showering 3 times a day. Girl, tell me they were not uncomfortable with your cleanliness. These are heathens. These are literal. The people like that are the literal personification of an unwashed heathen. That's an unwashed heathen. Yep, likes and bubbles up, y'all. Don't make me beg for bubbles, because I will. I don't want to stop and do a Duolingo, but you know I will. Y'all gonna end up proficient in Chinese playing with me with no likes and them bubbles. Cynthia said, if anyone thinks it's okay not to bathe, it's crazy. I think so too. And in the comment section, I saw a lot of melanated women trying to make excuses for Angel, who was at home taking her hot baths. She was at home taking her hot baths and subjecting those ladies to bad hygiene and unsafe conditions. Because if you can't bathe, that's an unsafe condition. I'm sorry. David says cleanliness is next to godliness, but in my youth, I really did not take that advice. Like when you were like a toddler, a tiny one, because we know little kids, sometimes like to play with the soap. They don't really like to bathe. They just want to blow bubbles and, use the little bath chalk and write on the walls instead of washing their butts. That happens. But yeah, so she asked her that and she was like, no, I don't have to check with Bobby. And it's like, obviously you do, Angel, stop it. Stacy was like, okay. She was, trying to ask if they was going to have enough time A young adult. David, no. Were you delivered? Did somebody pray over you and get that? That had to be a demon. I believe that's a demon. But I'm glad you've been delivered. The fact that you no longer walk around, hey, with the iniquity clinging to your flesh. So I'm glad you've been delivered. I'm glad you ain't doing that no more. That's crazy. Magaline said, if I can't take a bath, it'll be a problem. Big one. Big one. Long showers. Long. I have a whole bath experience, honey. I got spa lights that shine green light on me. I got all my Moroccan bath supplies. I got exfoliators and sponges, and you know, it's an exfoliation I do before the bathing, and then there's an exfoliation I do after the bathing, and then it's just a whole ritual. It's a whole thing. There's aromatherapy going on. It's a lot happening. I just couldn't imagine not bathing. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Don't like it. Candy Butler, thank you for the super sticker, girl. This is my second supporter the whole night. Thank you, Candy Butler. I love you, girl. Okay. So look, that ain't all. So Stacy, like, are we gonna have time to do this fly fishing and go back and take a bath and then go to the airport? So Angel's like, oh, there's cabins and there's y'all can change his bathrooms there. And Giselle was like, how many bathrooms? Because don't nobody want to go out in the middle of the bushes and it's one bathroom. You sent a Cash App earlier? Oh, wow. Since I didn't know, hold on, let me look, that would mean it would be my third support. And I didn't know. So let me make sure that I'm sending hearts back to the people that sent support. I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be that girl. Okay. And that is from... Oh, Candy Butler sent me a Cash App for a notebook, and Adrian Marie sent me a Cash App for my birthday. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. I had switched to the one that just had my name because I didn't want to lose nobody. But thank y'all. I didn't even realize y'all had done that. That is my fourth support of the day. Thank y'all. I appreciate you. So still, please pray for me. By faith, I am healed in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. And may your deliverance be permanent in Jesus' name. I know that's right, honey. Mo Walker said, girl, just no. Not a camp shower after that house experience. Just no. Yes. Wanted them to bathe in the woods and take turns. But now, mind you, Angel said, oh no, all the bathrooms you need, Giselle. Angel, we don't believe you no more. I don't believe Angel about anything. Deborah Randall said, how would she know about the bathrooms if she never been there? Touch me, Lord Jesus. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we don't like to talk housewives until Deborah Randall is in the chat. Deborah done zoomed, fast forwarded, trekked to the end of the episode to bring it back to the current moment in real time. How she gonna tell Giselle, oh, all the bathrooms you need, Giselle? And then at the end of the episode, she let us know that this elusive fly fishing site is so exclusive. She ain't even know where it was. She ain't never even been there before. But now she know everything about how many bathrooms is there, child. I ain't seen no bathrooms. But anywho, hey, the divine Miss M, thank you for being like number 81. Angel lies. Yes, she does. She's a pretty girl, but the truth ain't in her. So Angel claims about the bathrooms. They get back on the jet. They talking about children and stuff. They looking at Angel's babies. Those are cute little babies, by the way. I may not like Angel or her husband, because I think at this point it's safe to say I don't like him either. But those children are the cutest little muffins. They are so adorable. And they talking children and stuff. And she talking about children with Jassi and Kiana and, whatever. And Kiana was very honest. And I didn't like the way they looked at Kiana for saying she ain't never loved nobody more than herself. She ain't supposed to. She ain't nobody's mama. You know what I'm saying? And let me say this. I don't like the idea of trying to shame young women into saying that they just want to be mothers. I don't think that's okay. I think it's perfectly fine for a young woman to say, look, I love me too much to go and give another little human being life that I have to put ahead of me. And I think that's a very mature decision. It may not be a popular one, but I think it's a very mature decision to say, hey, I don't want to be a mother because I'm not going to be a good one. I ain't putting nobody ahead of me. That's all I'm saying. I didn't like the way they looked at Kiana when she said that. I didn't like that. Hi, Elizabeth. My dad, may he rest in peace, used to put written rules in my room. Bathing and brushing your teeth several times per day was on the top of the list. God bless our Black parents. Amen. Amen. Welcome, Elizabeth. Listen. No, this was on the plane. This was on the plane. And I didn't like the way they looked at her when she simply told the truth. Okay. Then they get back or whatever. Mind you, Monique was saying, you know, she was over there talking or whatever, but I know the after show, she was saying it was kind of hard to like relax when they were even on the way on the jet because everybody was kind of hot and aggravated and angry. Hey, RJ, thank you for being 81. And on the way back, you know, I was just kind of watching. Everybody just seemed so deflated and tired. Going back, they get off the plane. It's Wendy. Tia's chasing her hat. Wendy is struggling to walk in them boots. You know, they was cute, but that was not the lick. Right, Mo, it's the greatest love of all. But if you know as the woman that you enjoy putting yourself first, don't go become a mother and then cause a child to suffer or to not be your priority when you know that's not your personality, that's not your goal in life, that ain't what you want to do. Don't let nobody guilt you into that. Okay, motherhood is not mandatory. I've enjoyed being a mother a lot of the time. Because mamas can tell you, we don't enjoy being a mama 100% of the time. Sometimes children are terrorists. And I think that they have meetings like every fourth Tuesday of the month or something. I can't figure out where they meet up at. But, you know, I think they do. And I think they plot on us. I do believe Al-Qaeda, ISIS, all of them ain't got nothing on kids. Kids are the biggest terrorist organization in the world. Okay, those are the people that we should be very afraid of. However, terror activity notwithstanding, we like being mothers, a lot of us, but there's some women, and I think we can be honest, there's some women that never should have had children. There are some women who did not need any children because they lack the capacity to put the children ahead of themselves. Am I making sense? So I like that Kiana is very aware of herself. And no. I didn't like the way they looked at her. So they get out of the plane, they get back in the SUVs, they're heading where they're going. Mo laughing. I do believe them children are terrorists. Listen, I love them. They're cute and everything. I think that's how they get you. Because they're so cute. And then you find out that they will get you. Say, but when your kids grow up, you just look at them like, oh, do we? I'm just saying. Yep, that's the first commandment with promise, David. Honor thy father and thy mother, that your days may be long upon the earth, which the Lord thy God has given thee. But people don't, honor that. Look at Wendy. Miss Parker said, I'm glad I'm not alone. Love being a mother, but child, hey, you got to put on the full armor. You got to go, I'm talking about full armor. These children ain't no joke. They ain't no joke, honey. You can't be no punk. Hey, so I'm not mad at Kiana for knowing her boundaries. Okay, so they in the SUVs, child. They head over to the Four Seasons to drop off the ladies. Angel randomly said to these women, y'all don't know this, but I don't like fish. So I'm sitting there trying to let this sink into my spirit. Angel is making this whole big fuss about taking these ladies on a fly fishing experience, and she don't like fish. And I'm sitting there like, so basically, Angel, you brought these ladies on a trip to your hometown unprepared to promote your business, which is fine. We love a Black business, but you don't even like the activities that you're taking them to. You don't even like I was like, you out your rabbit so-and-so mind. Did you just sit here and tell them women you don't like fish and you making a big stink to take them fly? You ain't get the hell up out of here. And so Wendy was like, why are we just not finding out she don't like fish? And everybody else is on heavy on the girl, we don't care. And Stacy was like, child, we don't care. Everybody, their minds were already at the Four Seasons. Understand that. Their mind was already at the Four Seasons. Their mind was no longer in that vehicle. They're no longer in the vehicle. Angel, we no longer care. Angel, we no longer care. We don't care. We don't care. We just don't care. All right. Girl, you at 47 degrees, you better be celebrating because everybody else is down in the 20s, teens, and going to single digits. Some is under single digits from what I heard, girl. You blessed over there in Stockton. Okay. So look, their mind is on the shower. Everybody heading to the shower. She's still pushing the fly fishing. Nobody's interested. Miss Sparkle said they had 8 degrees over there in Chicago, in the Windy City. Kay asking the ladies, like, asking Angel and them, like, well, how we gonna get our belongings or whatever? She's saying, oh, it's gonna be 2 hours, like an hour over there and an hour back to get our stuff. And then I don't know, we're gonna go out because Angel followed them up to the rooms. You know what I'm saying? At the Four Seasons, and she still was pushing the fly fishing and stuff. And so Giselle was about to say something, and she was like, no. Angel was still trying to hold on to this trip, and she telling them about going to a bar and all of that. Y'all at 37 degrees. Okay. Just know that that's prime weather right now because the weather over here is stupid. It's real stupid right now. The Lord, we know home. It's cold. I'm just saying. Almost 2 feet of snow. Hey, heavy business. So look, so she's not going to the bars and riding a mechanical bull. Of course, Ashley had to make it something sexual because she's gross. Ashley is so gross. So what's the term? Low vibrational. So low vibrational. She was 25 degrees right now. Tough business. So, basically wasn't nobody even trying to hear about going to a club to ride a mechanical bull, but Jassi and Ashley, because the rest of them was like, an hour for you to get there, an hour for you to come back, and then go out to a club. Girl, that's not gonna happen. That it's just not gonna happen. Angel really played. Okay. Hey, Ray. I don't know why this all feels like a setup. There's no way she went through all this planning with no planning at the same time. Girl, she did, because we watched her. We literally watched her playing with no planning. And I feel like Angel has done a lot of lying, and everybody has let Angel slide because Stacy told so many lies that Angel kind of flew under the radar. That's just my opinion. So at that point, they, was, huddled around the piano in Giselle's room, which we found out later was the presidential suite. So I guess Giselle said, yeah, you tried to put me in a bunk bed in a dirty house in the woods with no water, no flushing toilets, and a heater that won't turn off. Giselle got herself the presidential suite and got them some decent rooms with showers too. At this point, nobody cared that Giselle's room was bigger. I think those women were just happy they had running water, flushing toilets, and good water pressure. Okay. So, Lord, Mo Walker, hey, DS, come get your sister. That's a 17-second violation right there. DS, come to the front. Get your sister Mo. Come get her. Yeah, all that planning with no planning. That's what Ray said, and that's exactly what she did too. So, they round the piano, making up a song about the whole experience. It was a laugh. It was a little kiki. Everybody went to their rooms. Then the next morning, we find out that indeed nobody went to the club to ride a mechanical bull, bucking like a mechanical bull. Well, nobody out there bucking, but Ashley and Jassi. Wasn't no surprise there, because when they said who still want to go to the club, ain't nobody put their hand up or act interested other than Ashley and Jassi. The rest of them was looking like Club Who. Them women wanted a hot bath and a comfortable bed. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the super sticker, sis. I appreciate the support. Sending love and kisses all the way across the ocean, honey. Thank you. Now, Deborah Randall says, as many times that we've heard the word fish, why is Angel just saying she don't like fish? She full of ish. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. See, you could have put a verse in on that song. Because you got bars. You got bars. Okay? She definitely got bars. So listen. They made up the little song. Everybody go to bed next morning. Everybody is happy. These women are happy. When I say they happy as a sissy with a bag full of you-know-whats. I mean, they was tickled because they could bathe. Ashley gets up to call her mama to tell her mama about being to the club. I was surprised that you gone, David. Well, we enjoyed you. I was surprised that Ashley didn't report to her mama she had a hot shower, because like you could tell like she was in a whole other realm of happiness. You know, everybody looked so much better the next day. They all convened in Giselle's room. Matter of fact, they didn't even go in her room yet. They was outside of her room just laughing and kicking and talking. Like their voices, their energy was so different because they could bathe. Like you'd be surprised how much not being able to wash your tail will get on your nerves. Okay? Yes, Diamond baby. A trip with no planning. How dreadful. Shout out to Dwight. And we're going to pray for him to heal too. To his continued healing. So, yeah. So Giselle was like, y'all come on in. She had to go get them out of the hallway because they were so peaceful and happy to be able to be clean and comfortable. They didn't even realize they wasn't in nobody's room. That's how happy these heifers were. Okay. So she tell them to come on in the room. They sit down. They talk about being fly fishing and trying to get dressed for fly fishing. Wendy come up in there, in Chanel to go fly fishing. I'm like, okay, it's cute or whatever, but girl, for fly fishing, do you know what you do with fly fishing? Whatever. But she said she just took the fly part and just decided to put it together, to throw that ish on, like the kids say. And then we get Angel, Tia, and Kay. We find out from Giselle why they ghosted them women. The girls waiting on them to come back. They didn't even come back to the hotel. So Giselle went and got a room for Angel, a room for Kay, and a room for Tia. They went back out to Angel house and just stayed there. Went back and just stayed there. Ghosted them. This ain't no setup. I've seen so many people on social media saying stuff like, oh, production set Angel up. So production made her not go back to the hotel with the women. Production made her ghost them. Production made her not check on people when they were at the house with no water. Did production made her not check in with them after she sent them in the wrong direction, or she claimed to have gone in the wrong direction to a campsite that she don't know nothing about? Like, Angel is a train wreck. I don't know why anybody is, as the kids say, shooting her bail on this nonsense. This was foolishness. It was. So she goes to them, never came back. And then when Angel is talking, yep, all three of them some liars. All three of them some liars, baby. Lying a minute. But everybody was getting away because Stacy was such a big liar. People who are not so odious with their lies were flying under the radar. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. It definitely was. Y'all see what Mo said? Mo, did you go do your time out in the reflection corner? But there was some power struggle stuff. She was mad because I wanted y'all to stay in the messed up house until I found you a house, and I wasn't going to find you one because if she was going to, she would have done it already. The fact that Giselle found one like that and you couldn't find one at all is because you wasn't looking, right? But how dare you not stay in the house where you can't flush the toilet or wash your tail like I want you to in the middle of the bushes? Since y'all went and got better accommodations, I feel slighted. So I'm going to ghost y'all. I'm going to let y'all go get me a room, and then I'm just not going to show up. She's gross. Yeah. Angel's gross. I'm sorry. Gross. Auntie Eva said if it was a setup, she could have looked better by acting concerned, trying to fix the problem. She should have just fixed it. If you was trying to fix it, you would have fixed it. There's no trying to fix it. Giselle didn't say, I'm trying to find somewhere for us to stay. She went and found them somewhere to stay. And that's not her town. Angel has made all this big hoopla, all this hullabaloo that this is her town, her town. I'm going to show you my town and what I do in my town and my stomping grounds and my this, my that. And I'm trying. Child, please. 15 seconds, not 15 minutes. Don't you put Mo nowhere for no 15 minutes. That's my sister. She can't go nowhere 15 minutes. I need her. Okay. So anyway, ghosted them, didn't show up. Angel is talking to, Kay and Tia, talking about that she intended to come back, but it was just too late. It was after 1 o'clock. And if she went back, first of all, Angel, why did you even come upstairs to the room? Once you drop them off, if you really intended to come back, see, most say you a tattletale. Snitches get stitches. Okay. DS say I wouldn't trust Angel to put shoes in a closet at all. But get this. If Angel, let's talk about it. Angel told Giselle before they left Kemosabe, before they left over there in Aspen, right? Well, it was after Kemosabe, but before they left Aspen, Giselle said, are you going to stay the night with us at the hotel? When she was trying to maintain control of this trip, because she saw Giselle was just going to take it and she was going to be the biggest laughing stock. And then she still was, right? When Giselle asked her, are you going to stay with us at the hotel? She's like, yes, lying, right? She knew she was lying when she said it. But if she really intended to stay with them, when she dropped them women off and she saw how happily they jumped out their truck and ran up there to wash their tails and relax, her, Kay, and Tia would have said, look, y'all go ahead. We're going to run to the house because, it's an hour to get out there and an hour back. We're going to run to the house, grab our stuff, and come back. That's not what she did because that's not what she intended to do. She never did. Plus, when they went upstairs to the hotel room, Angel got out the car and she was slow getting out the car. She was one of the last ones out. She wasn't excited about going up there. Angel went upstairs to that hotel room where the ladies were in Giselle's suite because she wanted to hear what they was talking about. She wanted to try to maintain control. She wanted to control the narrative because Angel got control issues, but she doesn't have the skill to execute anything is what I'm seeing. I don't see execution skills at all. Right, Adrian Marie, she should have just been honest and said, I'm going home. That's all she had to do. But if she, what I'm saying is if she intended to kick it with them, first of all, why not? When you left the airport where the private jet was, why would you not get in a separate vehicle and say, me, Kay, and Tia is going straight home from here so we can just meet y'all up at the hotel? And if she was going to ride with them, as soon as they got out, they should have went straight back and came back if that was ever her intention. My assertion is that Angel never had the intention to come back to that hotel. Angel just lies effortlessly. She just lies and just hopes that nobody's smart enough to catch on to the fact that she can't find the truth in the daytime with a floodlight. She just can't find the truth. It just ain't in her. Okay. So anywho, that's just what that was. So when they getting ready to leave out, they got 5 hours and change before the flight takes off. So me, in my brain, because y'all know I'm a Floridian, honey. I'm just currently in Mississippi, but y'all know I am a Florida girl to the core. I fish. Me, fish. If you ain't got the 5 hours and you still got to make it to the airport, you got to fish, change clothes, and then make it to the airport. How you gonna do that in 5 hours? You're supposed to get to the airport at least an hour and a half, 2 hours before your flight. So that gives you only 3 hours to go somewhere, fish, and change clothes. What kind of fishing you doing in under 3 hours? And you still got to stop to change clothes. Excuse me, not just change clothes. Angel planned for them to stop, eat something, change clothes, and go to the airport. Nobody was going to fish. You can't do that. That's not possible. That's just not possible. It's just not. I don't care who you are. That's not possible. It's just not. So when I saw how much time they had, that's when I realized, no, Giselle wasn't trying to end the trip early. Giselle was actually talking with some common sense. And I know a lot of us don't like Giselle, and I'm one of us that don't really care for Giselle because Giselle is Giselle. But she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong, and she wasn't trying to end the trip early. She was actually coming with common sense. It just came with a little sour attitude because you left her sour. She couldn't bathe. So anyway, and plus y'all know Giselle sour on a good day. Y'all know that. That ain't no secret. So Jassi is asking them from the other car, like, y'all got some champagne over there, something to drink or something, because the place where we supposed to be going is an hour 46 minutes away. Giselle like, oh, I know you so and so. I know you lying. I know you lying about this him. And I'm sorry, but that's fair. How the hell? And then to me, that at that point, this is after I found out that it was going to be 5 hours only until the flight departs, right? An hour and 46 minutes to get there. So that's 2 hours to get there. You got 3 hours to your flight. So you're going to need at least an hour to get to the airport and be there and hopefully not miss your flight. So you got 2 hours to fish, eat, change clothes, and run to the airport. That was bullcrap. Angel is an idiot. Angel is an idiot. Big idiot. DS say the GPS didn't even want to go to the fly fishing spot and did not. Tracy Lashley say they kept flashing the time until departure. My anxiety went to 200. Girl, mine too. I'm one of the people, I would show up at an airport early and just wait we go through security, stop at a restaurant, buy a little nosh to eat, a drink or something, hang out maybe at an airport bar, go to my terminal, watch, some Chinese short dramas on my phone. I'd rather wait a whole hour and a half at the terminal. I don't like being late and rushing for no flight. That will piss me off. And I hate people that do that. I hate people that's like, oh, we got time. We don't have to be there early. It's going to be okay. Make me run for a terminal and see how much I despise you. Like, I don't like that. Diva 2 say, I saw that too. I said that too when I saw the time. Right, an hour 46 to drive there. And then they're supposed to fish, eat, bathe, change clothes, and get to an airport. That was a joke. That was a joke. And Angel is a joke. Deborah Randall said, I was wondering about their luggage when I saw the time of the flight and the time of the fishing BS. It was nonsense. It was nonsense. Yeah, I'm not rushing to know, like, that will piss me off. Like, I will real life despise you and everything that looks like you. I will hate your guts. Like, real life. Don't play with me. Like, I would rather leave you and go alone. Don't make me late for no flight. So anyway, they in the car, they talking about their mamas and stuff, and Monique, let it out that she talked to her mama every single morning. Hey, oh so pretty. How are you, sis? So she talks to her mama every morning. Giselle says she talked to her mama about weekly, but not every day, and say her mama talks to her daughters more than her, which a lot of times there ain't no shock there. Grandmamas and granddaughters got their own little vibe, and usually we're not invited. As the daughters, we're not invited. They may still like us, but grandmas and granddaughters, they got their own little thing. And she said after everything she went through with her daddy and all that crap that happened with the will, that, she be like, mama, make sure your stuff straight. And I understand it, because who want to go through that a second time? That's my sis, and she's gorgeous. It's Marilyn McGowan. Hey, Bookie, I love you. Love you, love you. Yes, Angel failed miserably. Tia and Kay can exit stage left with Stacy and Angel. Yes, Lord. I really wish they would kind of mop out this cast, like Angel, Kay, Stacy. I would love for them to do Ashley, but they're not going to do Ashley. We can't get rid of Ashley. Can we get rid of Jassi or Tia or all five? Can we just do that? See if they can beg Candace back, and if Katie gets out of rehab, bring Katie and Sharice back. I mean, hell, just bring in all the old people. Let's just do that. Hell, at this point, y'all can bring Robert back. I just don't want these new chicks. I'm just not feeling it. M. McKinney said, I felt so bad for the chef and his assistant. I'm sure they still got paid, but yeah, they still got paid. And if Angel don't want the food, they can always go resell that food. Straight up. They can go resell that food. I don't feel that bad for them. You cook the food, go make the money. Go make the money. But anyway, so they talked about that. Wendy rode with Stacy and Jassi. Now y'all know before when they was riding, it was Wendy, Ashley, Giselle, and Monique in a car, and Stacy and Jassi were alone. This time, Wendy decided she was gonna ride with Stacy and Jassi, which okay, I'm like, that makes sense because Wendy has been the main advocate for Stacy. Like, y'all leave Stacy alone. Stacy ain't so bad. Or Stacy, my friend. Stacy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And while she's in there, Stacy and Jassi had their commentary about Angel, and Wendy was basically like, look, Angel is just being herself. This is who she is, and we need to accept it. And you know what I'm saying? But Angel do need to kind of stand in it. Like, if that's who she is, she's going to have to be authentic. Like, look, this is just who I am, and this is how I move, and this is how I feel. And I'm sorry, Wendy, but that's not going to happen. Nobody's interested in doing that. They're not just not going to do that. So while they riding, Stacy and her stiff wig out of nowhere decides she going to check Jassi. And I'm like, this should be interesting. So she decides she gonna check Jassi. Well, I mean, it hurt my feelings because I saw you talking to Sharice and exchanging phone numbers. And so I'm sitting there, I was waiting on the punchline, right? And so then we find out that she had told her and Wendy that she felt some type of way because Sharice told them people that Stacy is a trick. And I believe it. And I do remember Sharice saying it, but I didn't know that they had that conversation. And she told them that it made her upset that Sharice told that story about being out with her. And you flirting with a married man and saying him being married wasn't her problem. I'm sorry, but I believe Sharice on this one. I do. I believe Sharice. We watched how she behaved with that Mauricio man. With Ashley said, yeah, I'm good. I ain't trying to holler at him. And she was like, you want me to go downstairs and get his number? I'll go get his number. And it's like, and that's what Giselle saying, look, that man's still married to Kyle. And, they over there. We all a part of the same network. Like, just don't do that. Stacy was heading out the door like Rocket Raccoon, running to chase this man down for a phone number. It was really creepy. She was hitting Ashley on the butt, chasing the man and everything. Like, it was really cringe. It was cringe. But anyway, so we find out that she had told Wendy and Jassi that, Sharice telling them people about that and saying that you was an old trick. And I believe it, that offended you and you was mad, and that's why you ain't like Sharice. And that explains why when they was at the 4th of July potluck Popeye's chicken hoedown indoors, that she had such an attitude with Sharice when Sharice came and spoke to her and her husband. My thing is, Stacy, if you can't stand nobody to talk about it, don't do it. That's what I said, Fatima. Stacy wanted that man number for herself. If she'd have chased that man down to get that number, if she could have got Ashley to say, yeah, go get it, she would have kept that number for herself and told Ashley, oh, here go his number. But she'd have been calling him behind that man too, with her weird self. Mo Walker said, Stacy, you don't crap where you eat. And you don't. Not if you want peace. Not if you want peace. Okay, Deborah Randall said, well, it looked like the chef and his assistant knew something about eating food. ADS, come get your sister, Deborah. Deborah, that's 11-second violation right there. 11 seconds. DS. Come get your sister, Deborah. That's 11-second violation. Stacy was definitely thirsty. Definitely. Yeah, Deborah got it. I need Deborah to do 11 seconds because I don't understand. I don't understand. Lord help us all. They know something about eating. Bianca said Stacy shows stay away from fitting clothes shaped like a strip of bacon. She said she should stay away from fitting clothes. Yes, she should absolutely stay away from tight clothing. And she bold because she'll put them on. She will. But anyway, so I'm not even touching that. Y'all are crazy. So she telling her that she was offended because she took the lady phone number. Jassi asked a real question. How was I supposed to navigate that? I'm meeting this lady for the first time. I don't know this woman. Am I supposed to be saying to her, well, I'm just getting to know you, but I can't talk to you because my friend don't like you, or you said something that my friend didn't like. What is that? What is that? And I'm sorry, but that was a fair question that Jassi asked. And so Stacy's sitting over there mad, like, okay. Like Jassi had really done something to her. So at that point, Wendy was like, still not really putting a lot in it, but was just like, Stacy, listen, I just want to say this to you. The same level of loyalty that you're demanding from people, I hope you're able to give the same level of loyalty that you're demanding from other people, okay? That's all. That's all. That's all, right? So in any event, she's telling, because she was trying to tell Jassi, like, she couldn't tell Jassi how she was supposed to navigate it, but was just like, you met her for the first time, but how long have you known me? It don't matter how long she known you. This is a show where you're supposed to have relationships with each of the ladies there, and everybody got their own relationships with people. So how she supposed to do that if she can't speak to people because you don't like them? And like Jassi said, if I don't talk to people just because they don't like you, I won't have no friends. And I said bars, because Stacy ain't likable, and most of them ladies don't like Stacy. Stacy's attitude, her behavior is freaking gross. Yes, facts is facts, and it was real high school diva too. She was on some high school stuff. If you my friend and you can't be their friend, like, girl, go to hell, please, today. So after Wendy was like, girl, make sure you can deliver the same level of loyalty that you just dry lump so demanding from people. And so here comes Stacy. Well, Jassi's known me for a long time, and she knows just how loyal I am. I believe she knows how loyal I am. So I'm sitting there like, okay. So while, she getting that out and puffing out her chest and stuff, Jassi asked her about the wedding. She said, well, let's get this out in the open since we talking. She say, I'm, basically asked her about the fact that you wasn't trying to come to my wedding until you found out Wendy and Ashley was coming. And when she asked the question, Wendy shrieked. Wendy go to shrieking, like, she was like, oh, are we going there? And so Jassi was like, oh yeah, we going there. I say, oh wow. Well, anchors away then. Anchors are goddamn way. Here we go. Okay. And so, see, DS, 17-second violation on you. Stacy should try to maintain a friendship with Chris Pohill. 17 seconds. Yeah, she went there, Mo. Jassi went there. Wendy shriek, because Wendy go to shrieking when the stuff get hot and she don't really know how it's finna go. Agent Marie said Stacy tried to lie in production, rolled that beautiful bean footage and did. So she said, oh yeah, we're going there. We're gonna go there. And my personal note at that point was Giselle gonna be mad that she missed this drama, because this right here is some top notch. But if Giselle had been there, she'd have been trying to throw her 2 cents in and derail the conversation. So I'm glad she wasn't there, but I knew that heifer was gonna be mad when she found out she missed some good gossip and drama and mess like this, because that old heifer loves some mess, and she's usually in the center of it, or at least stirring it up. Her or Ashley, one of them. But I was like, yeah, they're gonna be mad. They missed this one. Sure enough, Giselle gonna be mad. And at this point, they showing 3 hours and change left. Production flashback, and played everything to Ashley being the one who told Jassi when she was trying to tell Jassi about Stacy. And when Jassi was trying to defend Stacy, and was like, girl, she wasn't even coming to your wedding until she found out me and Wendy was going. And so she asked her about it because Ashley let the cat out the bag, right? Stacy tried to use her stolen business idea as the excuse for why she, you know, thought she wasn't gonna be able to be there, whatever. Jassi checked that quick, fast, and in a hurry. Production backed that up too. Because Jassi was like, girl, my wedding was planned and set way before you went and cooked up this business out of the blue, which was hilarious because you remember now, Stacy had been saying when they called her out for copying Happy Eddie and calling it Shio, but not even being able to pronounce it, because she kept saying Shio, you know, just goofy, a hot goof box. And so Jassi was like, girl, my wedding was planned way before that. And she said, and the fact that you didn't even have my wedding dates blocked off on your calendar so you wouldn't set your stuff up for the exact same time as my wedding, girl, that scene was satisfying for me too. It was like scratching an itch because the way Stacy has been able to get away with being a blatant, disgusting liar, and all the people on social media acting like anybody who's not okay with her being a gross, disgusting liar is just being unreasonable. I needed the scratch to the itch. Okay. It was like having on a wig all day. And you know, when you first take that wig off and take your bra off at night and you want to scratch your wig and air out them girls, that's how it felt. It was like, ooh, satisfying. It was just satisfying. It was so nice. But anyway, she said, and the fact that you didn't block off the dates to my calendar, she said, oh, to my wedding on your calendar, so you wouldn't plan stuff on them days. She said, now that is hurtful. Now that's some hurtful stuff. So Stacy didn't have a defense, y'all. She had no defense for those of y'all who didn't see it. So she was like, well, I mean, I didn't even know that Ashley was coming. Baby, why production rolled that beautiful bean footage and showed Ashley telling her? Because remember, she was out there shooting a video shoot for the stolen business idea that she lied about at last reunion, looking like she was shooting a Ricola commercial, Ricola, out in the field with flowers and stuff, looking very European, but you done snagged the whole Yoruba name for your brand because you pretending to be Nigerian, which is, it's just weird. Stacey's a freaking lying weirdo. You're never gonna change my mind. So they showed the footage where she was out there shooting that Ricola commercial that she said was for her reefer brand. And at that time, Ashley called her and told her she was coming, but just that quick, she done sat up in that car and said, oh, I didn't even know Ashley was coming. Liar. But that's Stacy. That's all Stacy. That's the only thing Stacy know how to do is lie. And she was on point with all her lying. Okay. So, anywho, Wendy sitting up there as soon as Stacy lied and said, I didn't even know Ashley was coming. Wendy sitting in the front seat like this, just shaking her head. She was still trying not to say nothing. She just shaking her head like, come on, Stacy with the line. And so then Stacy was like, well, what am I missing? What am I missing? So about that time, I guess Wendy said, well, we all friends in here. I'm going to just say it to you. Wendy said, what you're missing is the truth. She said, you can play games when you're dealing with the group or with the ladies in the group. Okay, that's cool. Play games with them. But if people that's saying that they're really your friends and they defending you and they got your back, she said, you don't play games with those people. You play games with people that you know ain't your friends. That's a fair point because everybody love to say, hey, these shows, y'all not friends, y'all co-workers. Okay, fine. Well and good. I'm with it, right? Long as you ain't doing nothing too malicious. Okay, you know, basically, right? But then if you expecting Jassi to have your back so strong that she don't even get to know somebody because you don't like them, and Wendy been defending you left, right, and center like she's a hockey goalie, why are you playing games with the people that literally are showing you they got your back? Wendy had a real point there. She was like, yeah, don't play with the people that's really your friends, girl. And so we get off that. I'm going to finish that scene up, and then we'll go to the angel and the GPS of it all. So anyway, Wendy told Stacy, hey, stand in your stuff. Stacy was like, well, you know, I just feel like it's not true. Production again played all of the footage, right? And Wendy had to remind Stacy, look, girl, I had to call you and tell you if you don't go to this girl's wedding, you're gonna look crazy. If your friend is getting married, you go to your friend's wedding. Like, nobody should have to tell you if you get married, you don't, if your friend getting married, you know, like it's optional for you to go. If your girl getting married, you go to your friend wedding. I feel like that's kind of basic. Like nobody should have had to say that. But Wendy was like, girl, I had to call you on the phone. You're not going to tell me when I had to call you. It just didn't make no sense. And she was like, it's going to look crazy. And then she let Jassi know, like, I didn't say nothing to you because I didn't want you to feel bad or feel no way about it. Which that's the right thing. I'm with Wendy on that one. I wouldn't care if I knew it either. I wouldn't have went to Jassi and told her, hey, your good friend wasn't even coming to your wedding because that's messy, that's mean, and it's unnecessary, right? But Stacy opened up the can of worms. Jassi dumped them out on the plate, and now everybody got to pick through them. Now that's just what that is, okay? And so at this point, we got 2 hours, 49 minutes left. 2 hours, 49 minutes left. All right. So let's get back to the Stacy, Jassi, and I'm going through the notes, and I'm gonna have to backtrack to the other people conversations, but I want to get through this. But you know, because y'all know they switch back and forth, and I don't want to. Yep, she was supposed to be a bridesmaid. You're absolutely correct. And so at that point, you know, they still going. Stacy tells Jassi, well, you was recording the call. Remember that? And I got the notification you being recorded. And I'm like, if you was my real friend, why would you be recording me? Baby, she must have hit the Negro please button for Jassi because Jassi couldn't take it. She said, first of all, I was the one that heard the notification and asked you what it was. And you know, Stacy was still trying to keep the lie going. And Jassi was like, girl, are you dumb? She's like, are you actually dumb? And she's like, you're calling me dumb, and you know I'm not dumb. I'm like, no, she ain't call y'all. At this point, I'm talking back to the screen because I'm like, no, she ain't call you dumb. She asked you, are you dumb? Because you trying to gaslight somebody in real life on an event that they were present for. Ain't nothing worse than somebody trying to lie on you to you like you wasn't there. That is the most ridiculous thing you can do. That's something I don't tolerate. Bianca say, yep, but that makes me think that she befriended Jassi because of her relevance on the show. But when she thought Jassi didn't make the cut, she threw her away. And then here comes Jassi. Not only that, remember when they was in Nevis, I think Giselle called that out. Giselle, it was either in Nevis or somewhere. Giselle called it out. I think that's when she was like, yeah, you know, because she don't think the people going to be filming or whatever or something to that effect. Y'all remember that? Put a one in the chat if y'all remember. Giselle actually said that. And I thought Giselle was just being sour because she don't like Stacy because, you know, whatever. But Giselle said that. Put a one in the chat if y'all remember that or if I'm remembering wrong. Because I remember Giselle calling that out. Like, girl, she wouldn't even be going to your wedding if them girls weren't going or something to that effect. If she didn't think the cameras was going to be there. Y'all remember that? Okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm not delusional. Okay, I don't have the all the timers. This really happened. Okay. So she was like, and she was like, you telling me, calling me dumb, and you know I'm not. And so Jassi was just like, girl, first of all, she said, you set your tall, beautiful self up here in my face trying to check me about Sharice having my phone number, and you wasn't even coming to my wedding until you heard that Wendy and Ashley was coming. And Stacy lied again, and it was at that time that Wendy was like, girl, stop lying. She said, if your friends is telling you that you want some bull-ish, then guess what? You want some bull-ish. And that's true. Now, if people who don't like you say certain stuff to you, you might have to question it. Like, y'all help us just saying that because y'all don't like me. But if it's people that's been defending you and having your back, that's calling you on your stuff, girl, they calling you on your stuff because you really own some stuff. You own some stuff. Like, that's just what that is. At that point, we had 2 hours and 31 minutes left. So now let's get to the other conversations that was going on simultaneously. So you had Angel talking about the GPS took her the wrong way. She claimed that she knows all the fishing spots and stuff, but this one fishing spot she not familiar with. My question is, why the hell was you taking them somewhere you weren't familiar with, Angel? Is it that you don't know any of the fishing spots? Is it because your little thing is just getting off the ground and it's really not structured and solid like that? It's not really established like that, and you were trying to establish it and use the show as a springboard? Because that's what it gives. It gives that this is a venture that Bobby and his gross, musky ghetto friends have hooked up, and Bobby is like the real money behind the venture, and it's just getting off the ground, and she was supposed to come on the show to springboard this business. That's what I'm thinking. Now, if y'all think I might be on to something, can I get a 4 in the chat? Because that's what it's giving to me. It's giving, this was my plan. It ain't really off the ground, but I think she wanted to present it as though it's already an established business and it's already doing so great and it's so well known and blah, blah, blah. But that's not the impression I got. This was very bootstrapped, put together at the last minute. And the show was supposed to be the springboard to sell this thing. I think she watched Candy with OLG and Blaze, and she watched Kenya try to do her thing, and Portia with her sheets and her wigs, and and was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to promote my stuff on here, and then it's going to be a springboard. Oh, wow. Yvette says she admitted it in an interview. So, see, I read her right. That's exactly what it was. And she failed miserably. She did not know where these spots were, but she was using them as guinea pigs to try to sell her business unbeknownst to them, and she had no idea what she was doing. And y'all are up in the freaking mountains. Angel, you're not in a metropolitan area where people can just like stop at any populated area, ask for help or whatever, but you're gonna take them in the middle of the wilderness, like in an episode or like the sequel of Deliverance. Like a couple of them scenes, in the back of my mind, I heard dueling banjos. Doom, 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 doom. That's why I was so scared when Kay had her booty up to the window. I'm like, girl, you ain't seen Deliverance. And you got your booty at the window. Girl, you better put your butt back in that seat. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That was not safe. But anyway, so she was like, she don't know that spot. She not familiar with it. She was thinking about, it's the season. All the people going to be out. And I was worrying about the other anglers. Like, first of all, if that was your issue, then you should have picked another freaking activity. Right, the Wrong Turn movie. You're going to be somewhere and somebody going to be done cut you up and put you in a pot of soup. Using them as test subjects, but they supposed to trust her in the middle of the bushes in a horror movie. They say that's why she's silly with her bad planning after having such a big platform to promote her business. Right, you got a big platform like that, but instead of you doing a launch and telling the ladies, hey, let's have fun. Come test out some activities with me and let me know if it's hot or if it's not. And then that way it would have been more authentic, honest, and it probably would have been a lot more fun for the ladies, right? So anywho, she's talking about that whole thing, and her, she's always a victim. That's one thing about Angel, honey. Angel gonna be a victim if she ain't nothing. Then Angel is only now, later on in the day, talking about, well, now I'm starting to worry about the ladies. Really? Now you're starting to worry about them? You're heading in the wrong direction and had been heading in the wrong direction for a while. You didn't check to make sure. This is the thing that got me when Angel was like, oh, I'm now starting to worry about the ladies. Ma'am, the minute you realized that you were going in the wrong direction and you're like, all of y'all put it in y'all GPS, y'all got the same thing I got. If you have the wrong directions, right? And you gave them the same directions you have, why is it the minute she realized that they were going in the wrong direction, why would she not call them immediately like, hey, y'all, look, I was given the wrong directions. Check and make sure you're going in the right direction because I was just going in the wrong direction. Angel didn't do that. Angel is a bad person. She literally, this is narcissistic. This is somebody who thinks about themselves first, and she does not care about putting you in danger. It's all about what she wants. And possibly what Bobby wants, because at this point, I'm willing to believe Bobby wanted her to come on that show to promote this Wonderland crap, and that's why he's got the little snake attitude he has. All this, they mistreat my wife is for the birds. Ain't nobody mistreating your wife. Your wife has a disgusting demeanor. She's dishonest, and people are fed up with her because they're human. Because most humans would be fed up with your annoying gray cloud, wet blanket of a wife. Like, that's just what it is. Your wife is annoying and she's exhausting, sir. So anyway, she's only now worried about them. They called the chef. The chef is struggling. Like, he was trying to lower something into the oil or something and the handle broke on it. I'm like, girl, everything about you is just bad luck. Like, what is going on? And the assistant to the chef, and it was cameras out there. There was a camera crew already out there, which is the other thing. If the camera crew made it there and they're recording these people cooking, why is it that you didn't have the right address? Like, how did the camera crew and production get the right address, Angel, but you didn't? Is this not your business? Didn't you say this was your business? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. This was not a wilderness excursion. This was a forest fire. Okay. And the assistant to the chef, I was just like, this is so fitting. This is so prophetic. Did y'all notice? Am I the only one who noticed she called Angel to check in to see what was up on the phone with a broken screen? I was like, baby, this says everything. The chef's assistant called you on the phone with a broken screen. I say, yep, prophetic. Everything about this hot mess. Just like that crew she had serving dinner at her house when she had them women eating at a table in the middle of a field with this boy that looked like he probably bagged groceries down to the Safeway. Y'all know what I'm saying? Playing that fiddle in the middle of a field behind your house. It was just so random and haphazard. It was not well thought out. Just like it wasn't well thought out to have them standing there like contestants on a bachelorette show with your little musky friends that you're like, oh, they're so super successful. Not well thought out. And you got this girl calling you on camera in front of a camera crew with a broken screen on her cell phone. I say, this is telling me everything I need to know. And they, you know, nothing against the chef or his assistant, but it was giving these people, this is not a real established seasoned business that they got either. This looked like some people you just know that do some cooking and stuff here and there. This was a mess. This was a mess. So they call or whatever on the broken phone screen. Angel goes to a random campsite that was not the campsite. Tia back there talking about she's scared. You know, she about to boo-boo on herself. Angel is very sloppy. Not the Timu Brokeback Mountain. I'm done. I'm done. But you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. But now she's like, and it was just so funny that Tia was like, oh, I thought the bad thing was like the worst of the trip. But I think this tops the whole shower situation. And I was looking at Tia like, girl, I could throw something through that screen and pop you in the middle of your ample forehead. Because what the hell do you mean this tops it? And I said, wow, Tia's got a little, she got a little mess to her too. So this tops them not being able to bathe and flush toilets and being trapped in the cabin in the woods with a heat that won't turn off while Monique's face swells up. This tops it because now you have finally been inconvenienced at all, which was my attitude about them. Oh, well, it was so late. And that's why we didn't come back. We just ghosted y'all because it was so late and we hadn't packed yet and this, that, and the third. Okay, fine. But can we go back to that? Put a 7 and we can go back to that because I want to revisit that real quick. The attitude of Kiana, Angel, and Tia, the minute they had to be inconvenienced at all. This is what I want to talk about. The attitude of Angel, Tia, and Kiana, thank y'all for the 7s, the minute they had to be inconvenienced. First of all, when they were at her house at that weird dinner at a dinner table in the middle of an open field, and then they ended up around the fire pit and was like, let's, after we get back from Aspen, let's have a pajama party, let's sleep over. Everybody's like, yeah, we're gonna do it. If Angel had any intention on being there, if Tia or Kiana had any intention on being there for the pajama party with the ladies, wouldn't your bags have already been packed? I'm going to ask the question again. If they had any intention on spending the night with the ladies and not being separated in 2 houses, they had already talked about that before they even went to Aspen. If they had any intention on doing any of those things, wouldn't their bags have already been packed? So once you got back and you went to go get your bags, mind you, you didn't go straight from the airport from the private jet. You dropped them off. You rode with them to drop them off. And then you didn't go straight to get your bags and come back. You came upstairs to hang around the piano because you want to make sure you hear and control what's being said and heard, and then go back and say, oh, it was too late. It was after 1, so we didn't come back. First of all, you had no intention on coming back. You're a liar. But 2, it's the whole idea. The minute they had to be inconvenienced, it was a no-go. Oh, I wasn't packed in that. No. I wouldn't pack it. No, I wasn't doing it. And now you got Tia talking about, I mean, this top's not having a shower. I mean, because this the first, because you've actually been inconvenienced. And so they didn't have no problem with them ladies being in unsafe, unhygienic conditions because you were not inconvenienced. You weren't inconvenienced. You were fine. You were fine. Divine Miss M say at first the chef assistant referred to her as Miss Massey. After that, she started calling her Angel. They were Angel's friends. Absolutely. That was not a really, you know, I could tell they wasn't no real professionals like that. The food looked decent, and you could tell that, I feel like I could tell that he's somebody that cooks on a regular basis, and he probably knows what he's doing. Maybe he's got some experience doing it. But as far as having his own company, it did not give that. It looked like, you know, he trying to get it off the ground. If he can make this work with Angel, if her stuff take off, then he can be contract with her, and then that'll be a blessing for him. And I like that. I love to see our people network, but I don't love to see us be incompetent on national television. Yvette said, and did they not call to inform them they're not coming back? Nope, they didn't. They did not call to tell them they were not coming back at all. No, they did not. That's another excellent point, sis. They did not. And Adrian Marie say they didn't care because they were good. Right. They were good, so they did not care. But the minute they had to be inconvenienced, honey, all of a sudden, going in the wrong direction on a mountain top, not being able to shower or flush after you use the toilet. And yes, Tia absolutely showed herself. She absolutely did. Yep. Power struggle bull crap. And God don't like ugly and ain't crazy about pretty. So they ended up at a random campsite, scared to death and clenching their booty cheeks in the bushes. That's what happens because God don't like ugly. And so, mind you, that's when we see Kiana with her butt in the window talking about she drying her booty, poking it up in the window. And I'm just like, girl, you in the middle of the bushes. Do you not know that ain't safe? Put your behind down. There's 100 reasons why you don't need your butt in the window. Okay, that was 2 hours and 44 minutes before takeoff. Okay, so now, hold on. I want to make sure I don't lose nothing because there was a lot going on in 3 different vehicles, y'all. So by that time, simultaneously, all these conversations are going on at the same time, by the way. So in the truck with Monique, Giselle, and Ashley, Monique was like, Giselle ain't gonna never forgive Angel for this trip, and I believe it. And then Mo was laughing and was like, "Child, Angel probably ain't gonna forgive you either. You took over that lady trip." Ashley was like, you know, telling them that Wendy was saying that, how do y'all know Angel ain't the one that went and told Bobby? Because you know she run and tell Bobby everything. Like, how do y'all know Angel wasn't the one to go and tell Bobby everything that Monique said? And Bobby repeated it to Chris, which is possible. I don't know that it's likely, but it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Anything possible. Bobby got some ways I don't like, so I don't know that he would or would not. What I will say is anything's possible, but it does seem like a bit of a stretch because it don't seem like him and Chris kept in touch like that. He could have reached out and like, oh man, my wife's on the show with your ex-wife or whatever. He could have and repeated some stuff, but I just don't know. Giselle definitely wasn't buying it. And Ashley was saying, like, basically she didn't really believe it, but she was just telling her what Wendy's theory was because, you know, she felt like Wendy was trying to come up with an alibi for Stacy. And it, you know, Ashley still believes Stacy did it. I'm gonna be honest, I still believe Stacy did it too, because that's the only thing that makes sense. So Monique was still trying to give Stacy the benefit of the doubt. And she was like, but on the text messages, he was telling Stacy, like, I heard that I had been talked about on set. So something had already been said, right? And so Ashley was like, yeah, because I asked him straight up, was he hunching Stacy? And so Mo was like, you ain't telling me that. She said, I did. She said, no, you didn't. So at that point, Ashley was like, well, I thought you did. Giselle's in the confessional. Like, Giselle already knew Ashley asked the man straight up. Because, you know, Ashley messy. So I believe that. And I feel like we all know when Ashley lying. When Ashley's lying, she changed her voice. She started craning her neck like this. And she started talking with these weird pauses. Like, well, what I heard was this. And she starts getting real sing-songy and stuff. People got tails when they lie. When Ashley started talking fast and she could rattle that thing right off, she ain't lying. She said that Chris ran into her some kind of birthday thing that they was doing for one of the children or something or whatever, and say he was asking her how to churn this, that, and whatever. And she had already heard the gossip about him and Stacy. So she asked him straight up, was you bumping uglies? Was you doing the grown folks with Stacy? And she said he didn't answer her. He made a face and went to drinking his water, right? And so, of course, Giselle gonna go straight to the negativo, and she was like, look, no answer, it means yes. She was like, she feel like if he hadn't, he would have just said no, and no answer means yes. And was like, Ashley, she was like, I thought Ashley had told Monique, and she should have told Monique about this long time ago. Monique should have been knew about this. And that I know why Giselle's saying that, because she wanted Monique to go ahead and get Stacy or whatever. But Monique was like, just because he didn't say nothing and he made a face and alluded to whatever, she said, I feel like Monique is trying to tell y'all don't believe Chris, because Chris know what he's doing and Chris is messy. And I agree with that. I believe Mo on this one. I believe Monique. Peanut is in the house. She like number 101. That's Mama's baby. She's so lovely. Don't you agree? Hello, gorgeous. Mommy's Peanut. So look, I'm with Monique. Monique know that man better than everybody. So Giselle took it as no, no answer means yes. And I feel like the way Monique is reading Chris, and she know him again better than all of the rest of them women, she's saying no answer don't mean yes. The way she taking it is his no answer was to make them feel like it could possibly be yes, to put Stacy in the jackpot, or to make them think whatever. I'm with Monique. They messy. But like Monique said, nobody in the equation is honest or trustworthy. So she don't really know who to believe, and that's just what that is. And I appreciate the fact that Monique ain't willing to jump on neither side and be like, oh no, Stacy, see, you a lie, you a lie. It looks to me very much so like Monique is being logical. Like, yeah, Stacy's a liar, but so is Chris. Yeah, Stacy could be lying, but so could Chris. And I like that. And I'm with you, Mo. They need to follow Monique's lead. If Monique, who is entrenched in it, because now this man is threatening to sue her and cause problems with the children's visitation and all that other stuff. If she's still saying, yeah, I don't know how to believe that, he not honest, just like y'all say Stacy not honest, he not either. Don't just go off of nothing he say or allude to or anything. I'm with Monique on that one. Don't just automatically take no man word for nothing, unless you got some other supporting evidence that makes what that man say more likely to be true than not. I'm with Monique 100% on this one. Don't just go off of what Chris say or what he allude to. Right. Monique know him better than anybody. So if she's not going, I ain't going. I'm going to tell you that right now. Did he actually sleep with that lady? Probably not. He could have, but probably not. I'm going to go with, if it comes down to a man's word against a woman's word, and the woman that know him best is saying he's a messy liar, I'm going to go ahead and side with Stacy. I know she's a big liar. I know that's a stretch, but I'm going to side with Stacy. If Stacy says she ain't hunched that man, then I'm going to say she ain't hunched that man. Now, I reserve the right to change my answer if in the near future something come out that say, yeah, y'all was at hotel, y'all was at the Snooty Fox, on I-95, then I'm going to be like, well, yeah, I sided with her. But if they was at the Snooty Fox at room 777 trying to get to heaven, then I'm gonna say, okay, well, I reserve the right to say, there you go. Yeah, Chris might have wanted them to think he was a player. He could have wanted them to think he was a player from the Himalayas. He could have thought that. That could have been what he was trying to put off. But Monique ain't buying it, and I ain't either. Okay. So also, the ladies is concerned about the airport time and the arrival, okay, in that car, because they like, look, the airport, we got to get to the airport. They talking about they need to stop and pee. Quiet Storm say, yep, and Juan paid for the room at the Snooty Fox. Yeah, it could have been that. That's true. That's possible. Peanut say he just wanted to stir up mess for Monique since he found out she was back on the show. That's true too. He want her to be in some mess, because he probably mad because she getting that check coming, because she got a good little piece of change from his tail with his big draws, and he's still mad about that too. So he probably feel like all you supposed to have is what you took from me. Don't go take what you got from me and you still making a check from Bravo. He don't want that. Adrian said, I believe Stacy, but I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out to be true, because Stacy's a liar and she a hoochie. She a whole hoochie. So look. So it was about that time that the ladies, decided, it's after they done seen traffic and stuff, they decide they finna pull over. They all getting ready to disembark. What you call it? Wendy trying to vibe with Stacy and Jassi, and they feelings because they done had words. And the driver had to vibe with Wendy. She's like, yeah, CGC on 3, whatever the hell that mean. And they just sitting back there looking crazy. And so the driver was like, CGC. I was like, shout out to the driver for vibing with Wendy, because y'all tripping. And he decided to just vibe with her. So shout out to you, young man, whoever you are. Okay. At that point, they get on out the car. They at the gas station and the food trucks. Okay. Gas station and the food trucks. Angel and Tia and Kay in the car, and Angel talking about, well, just throw me under the bus, and I have to figure out where I went wrong. And girl, that ain't no throwing you under the bus. You failed miserably. You flopped. You tried to be ugly about some things, and you can only do a little shady sideways stuff when you got all your ducks in a row. And baby, Angel didn't have her ducks in a row. Angel didn't have no ducks. She had 3 chickens. 3 chickens and one pigeon. There were no ducks. Okay. And then Tia was like, well, I just feel bad for all of us because it's supposed to be a girls' trip and we didn't really get to be together. And, it sends a message that I don't really think is, a message we meant to send, and all this stuff. And she's trying to encourage her with this accent, And I'm just sitting there looking at this mess and just watching Angel be a victim, So anyway, the ladies are down there. They done found a table to clean off so they can all sit down and try to get some food. And Monique was going to risk it all and try something with some cheese in it. Ashley talked her out of it, and I'm glad she did, because trying cheese for the first time in a few years from a food truck side of the road just don't seem like the smartest thing to do. And Ashley reminded her, you up in a mountain side the road at a food truck. Don't try it now. This ain't the time to try it. I say, boy, tell me the Lord can't make a donkey talk. Ashley delivered a message that she needed. Okay, that's what she needed. That was the perfect impersonation. Did I get it right? I got it right. So look. So Giselle talking about she never had no gas station food. And see, this is why I know Giselle ain't my kind of people. Can I talk about it? This is why I don't go up for Giselle. Giselle ain't my kind of people. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why she ain't my people. You know why? Because my type of people, we done had some food from the gas station, okay? Some of the best food in America is at the gas station. Shout out to Tommy's over there in Florence, South Carolina. They got some of the best gizzards this side of anywhere. Them gizzards were so good, I was smuggling them gizzards from Florence, South Carolina, back to Ocala, Florida, all 5 hours. Some of the soul food plates you get at a gas station is better than some of the soul food restaurants that they got Yelp reviews. Some of the best. Wayne's Kitchen, Ocala, gas station. Rest in peace to Wayne. You get you a turkey wing plate that would make you slap your grandma. And the fact that she up here telling me, I ain't never ate no gas station food. That's why you ain't got no soul. That's why you ain't got no flavor. That's why your wigs be looking plastic, ashy, and stiff as hell. So uppity for no reason. Always 12. Hey, boo, boy, peanuts get me every time. Baby, listen. I take an old gas station boiled peanut. Now, I prefer Florida boiled peanuts because, I always have neck bones in them, boiled eggs, some scrimps, and lots of hot pepper. But I will take a gas station boiled peanut. Yes, I will. I love a chicken gizzard. Yes. Quiet Storm say some of the best fried fish can be found at gas stations. Yeah, you up here talking about, I ain't never had no gas station food. How very unniggardly of you. I don't like you. Giselle, this is why I don't like you. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the super chat, girl. Say T can make a donkey talk. I'm on the floor. Do I need to go to the corner, Elizabeth? I go. If you tell me I gotta go, sis, I go. Bianca say, let me tell y'all about crunchy chicken. Baby, the crunchy chicken at the gas stations be bussing. And some of the gas stations, if y'all got food stamp cards, some of the gas stations let y'all get that crunchy chicken at the gas station with the stamp card. I'm just telling y'all in case you didn't know. Wings and tenders be on point, not to mention the seafood spot that all the celebs have visited. These gas stations be on point. Yep, it let me know you not Southern and you not really one of us like that. You ain't had no gas station food. Girl, who you supposed to be? Who you supposed to be? A chopped barbecue sandwich from a gas station at 2 a.m. is A1. It's a gas station over here in Jackson, Mississippi. Baby, look, they got some ribs over there so good. Baby, they had the ribs, the brisket, and the barbecue chicken, and the barbecue sausages and pork chops, and they was busting. Okay? Divine Miss M say Louisiana Jizzy know she done had some tater wedges and gizzards from the gas station. Maybe she ain't. Maybe that's what's wrong with her. That might be why she's so frowsy and stank with her attitude. LEL saying the DMV, them Indians run the gas station. Giselle need to go to the South. That hooker ain't from the DMV. She wasn't born up there. She wasn't born up there. She was born down in the bottom like the rest of us. Adrian Marie say Giselle is bougie, but admits to liking the food. But the heifer say, I ain't never ate no gas station food. Peanut say, I love crunchy chicken. I like the Frenchies too. Yes, because there's the Frenchies in Houston, a couple of them in Houston that's at the gas station, and Frenchies be busting. Shout out to Frenchies with the red Kool-Aid. Divine Miss M say, love me some boiled peanuts. Come on, Mississippi. I go, Florida got the best boiled peanuts. I'm sorry. Y'all don't do, Mississippi don't do them right. It don't be no meat in them. Don't be no boiled eggs in them or nothing. Florida got the best boiled peanuts. Yeah, everybody else be real stingy and be cheating them boiled peanuts. Yvette say, LOL, didn't she meet Robin at the gas station? Yeah, but apparently wasn't no food there, sis. Wasn't no food. Okay, you said you love the wing. You know what? Georgia do. Now that we talking about this, I know this is a sidebar, but this is serious black business. This is serious black American business. Georgia low key, high key, be having some of the meanest chicken wings, some of the best chicken wings. Soon as you say that, my mind flashed back like production be doing a flashback. When I flash back, some of the best chicken wings I have eaten in my life were in Georgia. And the other ones my mama cooked, and she from Georgia. I don't know what it is with Georgia women and fried chicken. What y'all be doing? You know what I'm saying? Georgia's in my genetics. But I wasn't raised there. And I do cook some mean chicken wings. I really do. And that's probably because I was raised by my Georgia mama. Okay. No, hell no. North Carolina ain't got nothing on the Florida boiled peanut. Hell no. They don't do them right. They cheat them. Always 12 say, yes, we have the best in Florida. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Y'all can't touch us on a boiled peanut now. I'm going to stand up under that. Stylish Lux say, Glizzard don't eat gas station food, but she wears unblended ponytails and bad wigs. Girl, some of them wigs might have came from the gas station while you bull jiving. They look like they could have. She was on social media. She done finally bought a wig from Portia, and that's the first wig I ever seen her wear that looked like something. If y'all ain't seen it, go check it out. Go to Portia Williams' page where she was the one of the wigs that she had that was under her Drew Sidora line. Giselle bought one of Portia's Go Naked hair wigs, and that's the first wig I ever seen Giselle in that looked decent. First one. She should have been bought a wig from Portia. Bianca say, baby, yes, the wings here are unmatched. I'm telling you now, they are. Georgia got some mean chicken wing fryers. I don't know what it is. They specialize in chicken wings. The rest of the chicken, it's all right. But chicken wings is a Georgia specialty, and I don't understand. I don't know. I mean, I was raised by a Georgian, so I know my wings are on point, but it's something about a Georgia wing. I have never bought a bad chicken wing in the state of Georgia. I'm just going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you that. Sean Living Life said, I was thinking the same thing about Giselle. Don't sleep on the gas station spots. Yeah, she kind of pissed me off with that one. I ain't never ate no gas station food. And Wendy over there laughing, talking about from the private jet to gas station food. All right, but Wendy knows she likes some gas station liquor because she hurried up and got on one. Where she got the gas station margarita, because you know she had one before. Wendy likes some gas station margaritas. I feel like Wendy in another life could have been a Black American. I think it's somewhere inside of her. She want to pull it out. She want to let it loose. When she got caught with the finger waves, I was like, if I believed in past lives and all that, in a past life, her name could have been Kiana. Because it's a little Black American trapped inside of her somewhere that want to peel loose, because she was way too excited to get that gas station margarita. That's all I'm saying. And I feel like I can spot it, because I too will drink a gas station margarita or daiquiri. Yep. I told y'all I had got that Boosie before I left out of Shreveport, that place that you could drive through and get the daiquiris, and they sold me that Boosie. That Boosie Bad A was a mean daiquiri. Yep, sure was. Lord, always 12 say, give Wendy a cut water. Yep. You say she could have been Quante. It could have been Quana or Quante. You know what I'm saying? You know, we love a qua. We love a qua. I just feel like if past lives is real, in a past life, she could have been Quana. She could have been Quana Boo. She could have been. One of them Isha babies. Isha, Nisha, or Risha. She could have been one of them Isha babies. She could have been. But anywho, so they called Angel, because they was like, Angel hadn't even called and checked on them since that morning. They've been driving for hours. They departed from the hotel and were embarking on this fantastic voyage. And this heifer ain't checked on them since the morning. And they had to call her. Mind you, at this point, Angel is lost. So she said she done went in the wrong direction. So she said she done went to a random campsite, completely, utterly devoid of direction. And she still called them. So I'm starting to worry about the girls. But she didn't call them. They had to call her. Pink Pilates Princess. Hey, my love. Thank you for being like number 108. I'm so glad to see you. We love you. Bianca say, we got a drive through here in Atlanta now too at Mama's. I can't wait to try them. Yes, girl, ain't nothing like a drive through daiquiri shack. Houston, Texas is who introduced me to drive through daiquiris, and I realized that I'm not above it. I love a drive through daiquiri. I really do. And I don't really care how it makes me look either. Adrian Marie say, didn't check on them after being told she didn't check on them. Right. Didn't check on them. She ain't care nothing about them women. And so they had to call her, and baby, they didn't cut her no slack, and they didn't need to. That's when she starts talking about, you know, that she was going in the wrong direction, didn't check in since the morning. She telling them that she had the wrong location. They dropped her the wrong pin and all of that. And she was like, oh, it was an exclusive spot. And so they was like, Giselle was like, it's so exclusive, you don't even know where it was. And so Angel was like, yeah, I'll take that. And she was like, well, I thought y'all was already there. And so everybody's like, what was they going to do there if you wasn't there? What was they going to do at the location without you? And so, you know, she just steady going or whatever. And so Giselle was like, talking about she should have kept control of the whole thing, because as soon as she relinquished control, it just imploded, and it did. And it was just the idea that she was like, well, the experience is still there for y'all. The experience is still there. They got to catch a flight, Angel. Angel, are you saying that you're going to charter the PJ to fly them back to Potomac? Like, go on, miss the flight, let that go, and I'll personally fly y'all back to Potomac. You're not doing that. Remember, with your real rich A, and you did all that hopping around, talking about the experience is still there. No, it's not. The experience is there for you. Why would they want to go to the middle of the bushes to eat some food that was cooked by your cousin Earl and his girlfriend, Leon Shay or something? Angel sound full of it because she is full of it. Yep, this is the second time they had to initiate contact. Yes, baby, I've been to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's ain't my type of spot, but it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I like, we talking about them hole in the walls in the hood, the duck off. They got the real good soul food plates and stuff, the good food. And so I'm like, how is the experience still there for them? It just didn't make no sense. Ashley was like, If y'all had been at the hotel with us, then you couldn't have got lost, but they ghosted them, so they wasn't at the hotel with them. Angel then says, she said what she said, and they tell Angel, like, child, we going to the airport. This gonna end this whole trip for us. We not finna keep doing this with you. It is what it is, girl. We got to go. We simply have to go. And Giselle asked about, Tia. She was like, Tia's my friend, so I'm concerned about Tia. How is Tia going to get back? So then Kiana is like, you only worried about Tia? She said, yeah, because your concern, she's like, because your concern is Angel. You worry about making sure Angel is okay. So Tia, my friend, so I want to make sure my friend gets home. And she was like, girl, you on the wrong side of history, as usual or whatever. So, of course, Kiana is in the confessional talking about, well, it's my friend and whatever, and I'm going to stick beside her. Well, you stick beside her, but how dare you act offended because Giselle worried about her friend? At the end of the day, that's her friend. You and your friend have made it clear that y'all are not part of the friend group. It's the friend group and then Angel and Kiana. And Tia was over there kissing up because she was hoping to get a commission on selling them a goddamn house from Sotheby's. Now, that's what the hell was going on. Yes, her cousin Earl and his old lady, Leon Shay. Bianca say, I'm so glad that food was good. They should have went with Giselle's first idea, and it's pissing me off that I'm taking up for Giselle. I can't even call her Gizzard this season. Barely. We can barely get her because she literally is talking about what's right. So anyway, they said that's what it was. They going to the airport. She worrying about Tia, whatever. So they sitting down, and so Giselle just said, well, child, how was y'all ride over, yada, yada, yada. So Jassi recapped the conversation between her, Stacy, and Wendy and told them what went on in the car. I seen Giselle's face light up like, ooh, mess. Because, she needed some mess. Angel, I don't think Angel gives Giselle mess. Giselle ain't being messy with Angel. She is just, exasperated by Angel. She needed a pick-me-up. And as soon as Jassi started recapping that conversation with Stacy and Wendy and her in that car, okay, Giselle's eyes lit up like she had had an epiphany or she had been visited by the Holy Spirit. She brightened right up. I said, look at this messy cow. So anyway, she told him what happened. And so she was like, basically her attitude was she felt like, yeah, Angel just is a mess. And so Jassi said, I just felt like once you felt the heat of this group, you needed support. And that's when you reached out. And she was like, you ain't been being that good to me. And I've been overlooking your behavior and making excuses for your behavior and all of that. She said, because I felt like I saw the good in you. She said, but I also see the BS in you. And so Giselle chimed in from the amen corner. That's it. That's what it is right there. That's it. That's it right there. And I'm sitting there like, Giselle is way too excited. And I didn't like that was funny, but it was so funny. And it actually over there like, But I will give both of them cows credit because they both kept quiet. They wanted to get in it and throw their 2 cent, 4 cent, 6 cent, $1, but they kept quiet and they let it go. And so Stacy was like, well, you're just willing to be a friend with anybody, to keep a spot on the show and a friend to everybody's a friend to nobody. And I was like, oh my God, this this emaciated cow. And wasn't nobody going with that. And even Monique was like, girl, if she want to be friends with anybody, like, that's her business. And it is. But Stacey trying to play high school. Like, in my opinion, I feel like Stacey's attitude is, oh, well, I was your way to get back in the group. So you supposed to be loyal to me and don't be friends with nobody I'm not friends with. Ma'am, are you sure? Ma'am, are you sure? That's your stance. Because Miss Vivian is the one that introduced you to the group to get you on the show, and you lied on Miss Vivian. That's what prompted her to tell us that you brought them dresses back to her shop funky. That's how we know that your armpits is just as rank as your mouth. Was I not supposed to mention that? My bad. I sounded just like her. Did I get it right? Y'all know I try to get the voices right because I want y'all to know who I'm talking about. So anyway, Stacy's sitting there trying to play the victim. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. Baby, Wendy wasn't going for it. Wendy wasn't going. Wendy was like, you the one started all this. You started with her with all that Cherie stuff. I say, see, It's some quanta. It's some quanta hid down in there in Wendy's DNA. You know, it was a couple. It was some Black Americans that was taking over there to help them people learn how to plant them crops from the Americas. I'm tempted to believe that some of our genetics might have snuck off in Wendy's gene pool, because I was like, see, I sense some quanta in there. You know, I sense a little quanta in there. I sense it. I sense it. I like Vivian too, but you know, they tried to get Vivian on the show, nephew, and Vivian did not want to be on that show. Vivian got money for real. She got status for real, and she don't want to be on that show. She ain't like Cookie. Cookie got pulled, but Cookie want to be on the screen. Vivian ain't trying to be on the screen. She done told them people no. I think once, could have been twice. But so anywho, after that, Stacy playing dumb. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying. So Wendy, at this point, Wendy getting irritated. Like, what you mean you don't understand what I'm saying? What do you mean? And she's like, well, you're so smart. Make it clear. You so smart. Girl, I know you ain't trying to talk slick to somebody that you know you can't do no battle of words with. Baby, Wendy lit on her. She was like, I did make. She said, I am smart and I did make it clear. She said, you're not getting it because you don't want to get it. I say, ooh. Because, see, Wendy ain't going to leave no room for you to wiggle out. That's why Giselle used to be so frustrated with Wendy. I think at this point, all the people that's on social media like, oh, Wendy just happy to be friends with Giselle. I think y'all got it backwards. Giselle is happy that Wendy is cool with her and not painting her in a corner with words. Because y'all remember, as long as Wendy and Candace had decided to just keep painting Giselle and Robert them in a corner with them words, it was nothing they could do. Giselle, you say what you want to say. Giselle is relieved that she don't have to verbally spar with Wendy Osefo. She is freaking relieved because Wendy good with her words a little bit. She'll paint you in a corner, especially if you ain't bright and you ain't real quick on your feet and don't know how to pivot. I'm sitting there like, Stacy, you know what you're doing? You know what you're doing? You mean to do that? Because I was like, okay, let's see how this plays out. I say this ought to be good. So she was like, girl, she said you ain't getting it because you ain't trying to get it. And then Wendy told her, look, you better play with somebody else. She said, because I will call you out. You better play with them every mother effing time. And so then Giselle was laughing at Wendy like, oh, every mother effing time. So she's like, I only say MF when I'm upset. Oh, you must be upset. Do tell. So Jassi was like, like, hey, ain't nobody out to get you. Basically, like, just be an authentic, real person. Like, that's what you need to do. Stacy get up and walk off with them tight clothes on, with her booty in a deficit. I still don't understand how you have a booty deficit. But then when you look at Stacy Rush, you quickly understand how one could indeed have a booty deficit. You see how it could happen. Because she stood up from that table. And I was like, Lord, Stacy better not never gain a pound because that baby built bad. She built bad. She got titties and girth up here. And it's like she's shaped like one of them inverted triangles. But see, she's skinny enough to where it just looked pole. But I say that baby built terrible. She better not so much as gain a half a goddamn ounce. Because if she do, she going to be giving Tasmanian Devil or one of them walking Valentine's Day cards. That's all I'm saying. Right, Bianca, especially after Wendy scooted up in that seat and got Giselle together. Giselle said, oh, hell no. After that, sure did. Yeah, that girl got a booty deficit. I don't even know how she stood up like that and had nerve to put on some tight leggings. I'm like, baby, you got long, flat booty cheeks. I don't even know how you do that. Who is in charge of the appraisal department of the booty insurance company in here? Who's in charge of the appraisal department? Because I feel like if you got long, flat cheeks, that's a major deduction. That's a major deduction, honey. You can't have long, flat cheeks. Major deduction. But anyway, she gets up and walks her tail off. She walks on off. And after Jassi was like, just be a real person, be yourself, she walks off. And in the confessional talking about Wendy challenging her felt like a dagger to her heart. At the end of the day, let me help you something. Not devoid of booty. I'm done. Not devoid. Okay? B say Stacy built like the letter F. Got forehead, stomach, and back. Oh, Lord. Bianca says the forehead, stomach, and back. I'm just saying something ain't right. But the fact that she says somebody challenging you on your bull crap is a dagger to your heart, girl. I don't want no friends that don't let me know when I'm tripping. If I'm tripping, I need people that care enough about me to be like, Nitra, you tripping. I don't want nobody around me that won't call me out. I'm sorry, but Stacy is a fake phony hoe with a real bad synthetic wig, and that's why she don't want nobody calling her out, talking about a dagger to your heart. Girl, you need a dagger in the back of your scalp, the handle, not the blade. Somebody need to pop you on your coconut because something wrong with you. Oh, Stacy like a tarp with a sidewalk with a tarp over it. Have mercy. See, I wasn't even taking it that far, but I'm gonna leave it alone because I started that. That's my fault. So Wendy said, hey, look, she walked, they went to go check on her. Ashley and Wendy went to go check on her while she over there. And she's like, you yelled at me. Girl, you was up there playing in people's face. Everybody ain't gonna let you do that. And so Wendy was like, girl, when everybody hated you, I had your back. And she was like, did you? And production rolled that beautiful bean footage every single time. Wendy trying to take up for her. Y'all ganging up on her. Y'all picking on her. Stacy's a good person. She was the one mediating for her to talk to Monique, but she didn't want Ashley there. She didn't want Kiana there. This, that, and the third. All she been doing is taking up for you. And Ashley was like, yeah, she has. And Wendy told her, and she was like, is she gonna tell Wendy, well, you're not a friend to me? And Wendy was like, remember you said that now. But Wendy didn't stand on it because we see him on the after show now or whatever, and you still being friendly with this whole Wendy, you goofy too, quiet as kept. But yeah, she had been taken up for her big time. And production confirmed it, and so did Ashley, right? In any event, Jassi over there crying and stuff, talking about something. She was trying to see the good in her, and it feel like you had a friend that you love your friend, but your friend ain't love you back. And Monique was like, well, sometimes you be trying to see good in people and ain't got no good in them. Okay. Oh, Lord. Mo, she said, Mo, you right. We did start the booty appraisals, but what do we appraise Stacy's booty, y'all? Well, I mean, like I said, long, flat butt cheeks, no hips, and the thigh ratio, I feel like it's a major deduction. It's a major deduction. She do bathe, so that counts. Because she was another one that was very disturbed about not being able to bathe. So, you start off with a really good score when the booty is clean. But the fact that there's no muscle mass, there's no adipose tissue, it's just long and flat, and that thigh ratio is a little disturbing, I think it's a major deduction. Okay. See, Peanut said we might not be able to insure her because that's an unacceptable risk. I agree. Because all it's going to take is for her to shout, catch the Holy Ghost one time, and fall out in church, and she could break a hip or possibly break a butt cheek or both. So that might be an unacceptable risk. That might be we might not be able to insure her. We might not. Quiet Storm said, but what should we have expected? Didn't Wendy easily forgive Mia after Mia assaulted her? Yes, and lied on her. Yeah, Wendy be forgiving all them people that she need to get the hell away from. You right. She's another Nene. Peanut say there's no value for long booty flaps. Wait, booty flaps? Okay, so one of y'all write this down in y'all notebook that there are uninsurables. Okay, long booty flaps, that's an unacceptable risk. Just so we know. We can't insure Stacy. After the appraisal, okay, by our experts, we can't insure her. We can't. Sorry, Stacy. If it was up to me, I would do it. I would. But underwriting say we can't. They say we can't insure you. You say she could break her butt. It's already cracked. I don't know yet. Gossip news. Yes, Auntie Eva, it's a lack of muscle and adipose tissue. And underwriting just gave us feedback that it's an unacceptable risk. Sean Living Life says, a guy, regret to inform you all that Stacy's booty is unappraisable. There must be a booty to appraise. Well, underwriting has appraised it. Okay, we have specialists. They've appraised it. And unfortunately, we just can't cover her. We ain't going to say nothing wrong, but we just can't cover her. It's okay. All right. Well, anybody else, please submit your paperwork and we'll let you know what your monthly premium would be unless you want to do quarterly, which that's fine. Okay. So In any event, most say sometimes you're looking for good in people. Ain't no good there. Okay. Joss is like, she feel like that she was at her wedding and really didn't want to be there, and she wasn't being genuine with her. I agree. And they start heading for the trucks and stuff, and Monique is laughing. She was like, I ain't never seen nobody gaslight like that in real time. Like, that was deep. It was. But Stacy been doing it the whole season. So Monique was like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. And so Ashley tells them she was like, child, she done told Wendy that you ain't no friend to me. And Giselle and all of them like, what? She say Wendy ain't no friend to her. Because anybody with sense would be like, Wendy been like really playing Captain Saber hooker the whole season for you. So Wendy said she was going to check on her again. And I'm just like, you better than me. You better than me. So she went over there and she was like, I'm just checking on you again. Like, what's what? You know, and she's like, well, I feel like you have had my back, but I felt like you were on Jassi's side. And so Wendy was like, well, in this case, Jassi was in the right. And I'm with Wendy on that one. Just because I'm your friend don't mean I'm finna pretend like you right when you wrong. Are you dumb? And basically, if I'm your friend, I got to be able to tell you the truth. And she's like, you know, I feel like I'm being piled up. Ain't no pile up. Girl, you either right or you wrong. And it's been a couple times where you were dead wrong and Wendy stayed quiet and sniggled on your side. Now, that's just what that is, okay? Yeah, we're not insuring legs. She gonna have to call Lords of London. They gonna have to do something with her legs. We don't cover legs, okay? This is the booty appraisal and insurance company. We cannot help you with your legs. If all you got is legs and long flat booty flaps, call Lords of London. That's when you call them. Yeah, and Wendy was telling her right. Yes, Wendy was telling her right. Mm-hmm. And so, they talked or whatever, and Stacy realized she wasn't finna win that war of words. She wasn't gonna be able to manipulate her way out of that. She wasn't gonna be able to gaslight her way out of that. And so she gave it up, as she should. And the rest of the ladies was like, oh, y'all making progress or whatever. So they did the little fake hug it out. Okay. And so they did the recap. Stacy saying that the divorce is sealed and her and Timo not gonna remarry. Her and Timo ain't gonna remarry because they ain't never been divorced. Stacy's a liar. I don't believe her. Giselle lost the court case with the stepmama that went and changed her daddy's will while he was having brain surgery. I still don't know how that woman got away with that unless Giselle misrepresented the facts in the case. But sometimes courts just get it wrong, and Georgia is one of the most backward states when it comes to, wills and stuff like that. They really get backwards. They had for Wendy, the only recap on her was the arrest news, and we don't know what's gonna happen with that because we still ain't got all of the insurance. We ain't got all of the information yet. We only got what they put out, and we found out that some of that was misleading intentionally. So we gotta wait and see what happened with Wendy's case. Ashley ain't got no news because Ashley ain't got no storyline. Ashley has no personal story whatsoever, but then say she gonna write a children's book. And I'm like, the most perverted and inappropriate person, most vulgar person on the cast is writing a children's book, and she screw her friends' children. I say, boy, baby, listen, that's a lot. That's a lot. Well, not the real finale, because next week is going to actually be the official season finale. But the only thing they're showing as coming attractions for next week is Karen sit down with Andy Cohen. So I think that whole episode might be Karen and whatnot, or it could have the other ladies, but I think it's just going to be Karen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's going to do children's books, and she screw her friends' children. Yeah, that's who's writing children's books. They switched to Angel before they did the wrap up on them other girls in the other car. Angel says she's still the victim, and talking about she got to drive them 95 miles to the airport, so she's still an hour and a half away from the airport. So hopefully she get them there in time. I ain't gonna say dry. I won't say dry because I survived RHOA last season and the season before. So I ain't gonna call it dry, but it was, it was devoid of moisture. It was devoid. It wasn't completely dry, but it was, we could have used some bouillon cubes or something. We could have used a little something. And so Tia was over there trying to encourage her from the back. Kiana was like, they did Kiana's wrap up first, and her and Greg still not married. No surprise there. And No surprise there. And she still only has the picture frame and saying med spa over marriage. Girl, it's med spa over marriage because that man ain't gonna marry you. At some point, Kiana needs to get her head together. If Kiana was old like us and a man was playing in her face, that'd be one thing. It don't matter. He ain't wasting too many of your good years. You ain't got too many left. It don't matter. You know, whatever, right? Kiana's still young and pretty, and she got her whole life ahead of her. And this man is older than her. He going bald. He got a pot belly. He growing titties. He done been married before. He got him a couple of little crumb crushers that he want her to play house with. Why would you be still messing around with this balding geriatric squirrel? Why he playing your face? Go to the jewelry store, and instead of buying you a ring, he bought you a picture frame. Girl, please. I would have let him pay for that condo, and I would have I would have painted a cussing on him that soap and bleach wouldn't have got off. The way I'd have told him to get his old half dead, rusty smelling tail away from me, I wouldn't even been like diplomatic about it. Like, please go to hell, go directly to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Kiana is too young and pretty, and she has her life way too together to be letting an old geriatric pot-bellied squirrel-looking rodent of a Negro waste her time with picture frames from a jewelry store instead of locking her down. Now, if you was already old and grown, done been married before, you done raised your children, and a nigga playing in your face, I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? As long as you comfortable, whatever. Even swap ain't no swindle. It's whatever. But that girl is too young, too pretty. And her mama there telling her exactly what the game is. And instead of her listening to her beautiful mother, she up here pretending like the crap he's doing to her is actually what she wants. Girl, everybody know that ain't what you want. That ain't what you want because you was way too excited when you saw the bag from the jewelry store, only to get let down. Wasn't the bag, it was a picture frame. You was supposed to bust that picture frame across his head. You was supposed to cuss him out, his mama. Everybody looked like him. You was supposed to tell him his churn was ugly, his breath stank, and his thing was little. That's what you was supposed to do. You wasn't supposed to be up there like, oh yeah, yeah, this what me and Greg want. You an idiot, and you way too pretty to be playing the fool for that old balding geriatric squirrel. I'm so tired of Kiana. At this point, I want Kiana off my screen because how dare you? How dare you? Who gave you the nerve to be that pretty and that stupid at the same time? It's a crime against God and man. Bianca say, I agree. That's why I watched the episodes when I was bored this season. You so crazy. Yeah, it needed a little juice. Pink Pilates Princess say, did the frame have Swarovski on it? No. And as we all know, Swarovski is the bare minimum. The bare minimum. If she can't get it done, can she get that? My thing is, if you was at the jewelry store and you wanted to get her something, even if you didn't want to buy her a ring, you couldn't buy her a pair of Harry Winstons. The girl couldn't get a pair of Harry Winstons for the ear. She couldn't get that. Because it ain't like he low on cash. Like if it was something where, he's starting a business, his money wasn't right, he's established, he make the bread. Why that baby couldn't get no Harry Winstons? Why you couldn't go get her a piece of Chopard? Why she can't get De Beers? Why she can't get David Yurman? The hell? I was irritated for her mother, not for her, but for her mama. Baby, Mo Walker said the frame had TJ Maxx on it. Girl, I wouldn't be surprised if that Negro didn't buy the bag from the jewelry store and go buy TJ Maxx and pick up a frame and put it in there with his sorry trifling self. And the fact that he looked like that and got the nerve to have access to a girl that's that pretty and you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. First of all, let me tell y'all something. You're not going to tell me that he don't know that girl too pretty to be talking to him. You're not going to tell me he don't know that. Men play stupid. They're not stupid. They just pretend to be stupid as long as you let them get by. He know that girl too pretty to even let him touch her. But as long as she gonna be dumb enough to let him get by, he gonna keep playing in her face. And I feel bad for her mama. I do not feel bad for her because her mama keep telling her, and I can tell her mother's getting fed up. And at this point, Mom Dukes, if you ever see this, pay somebody to jump that nigga and rob him. That's the Florida solution. I swear to God. I swear to God. Pay somebody to jump him and rob him. Have somebody break in his house every third weekend, every other month, until he get the message and stay the hell away from your child. What kind of garbage is that? Girl, not even an ear cuff. Not even an ear cuff. Pissed me off. Yes, could have went to Tiffany's and got her one of the cute little Tiffany's bracelet with the locket. Everybody likes a Tiffany's locket bracelet. Come on now. Dude is trash. Dude is trash. Mo Walker say, first of all, what's wrong with Kay? Slow. That's what's wrong with her. She's slow. And she did not get it from her mama because her mama don't seem dumb at all. Her mama keep trying to tell her what the right thing is, and she just, you know, she's giving dumb. Fata said, dude, that's why he's punishing her like the psychopath he is. Yes. I feel like that aging squirrel is probably sitting there like as soon as she, you know, wise up, she gonna run off. So that you're right. That is probably why he's punishing her. I'm gonna just treat her bad and be disrespectful and all this other stuff. Because when she wake up, she gonna run off anyway. Because he know he ain't got no business within 100 miles of that girl. Nah, he got something on him. He got something. He got something. He got something. And if I was her mama, I bet you. That's one of them cats you follow. You take him to the ATM and make him pull that money out. That's what you do with that kind. You better pull it out. The nerve of that. Just because he ugly and old. How dare you? But anyway, you get the ladies, they get on in the trucks, they head to the airport. You hear Giselle say she's snatching her wig off, putting the baseball cap on. That's when you know a woman done had it. That's when you know Giselle was not putting on. She really was fed up and over it because she was ready to snatch the wig off and did take it off and put her baseball cap on. And she said the same thing I said about Karen. She was like, baby, the Grand Dame would not have made it on this trip. She said Karen would have left before they went to Aspen. I said Karen would have left after the first night in that house and she couldn't bathe. After the first night, Karen would have been out of there. If she didn't go back to Potomac, she immediately would have got a hotel room. And y'all could have waited on Karen or not. Karen would have left. And so Giselle went on to say Karen's in a better place, that prison was a better place than on this trip with Angel. And I was absolutely tickled. Tia didn't have no wrap-up news. Angel wrap-up news. Let me tell you about Angel wrap-up news too, because this was funny too. This was hilarious to me. They still in Colorado. She claims she bought a $2 million house in Potomac, but they still in Colorado. That doesn't make sense, but whatever, right? Could be true, could be not. But then made sure they put in her wrap-up that she didn't buy it with Tia. So it's like, Tia, you did all that kissing up for what? She didn't even buy the house with you, if she bought one. Because it could be that you didn't buy a house with Tia because you didn't really buy one. I have a few thoughts. On what that could be. Because, you know, when you got LLCs and businesses and whatever, a lot of times what you can end up doing is getting the home in the name of your LLC and not in your own name. And whereas, you know, if you own the LLC, then you technically own the house, but it could be that. And she just didn't want she didn't want Tia and nobody else really in her business. Or it could well be that she's renting a house through the name of the LLC. We don't know what the hell Angel doing. What we do know is she claims she was renting that house before and it was an Airbnb. We do know that. We do know that she was told she couldn't film in that house no more because we saw her filming a whole scene in the driveway at the back of her car, playing with that canvas bag, putting it in the truck, taking it out the truck, putting it in the truck, taking it out the truck. And we saw her lie multiple times on this trip. So at this point, we don't know what's true and what's not. But I will say this. We done already ran long because it was a lot going on. Next week, Karen is back. She getting out of jail and she gonna sit down with Andy. I don't anticipate I don't think that should run too long. This one did run long. We will be back tomorrow because we must discuss the fashions that are taking place at this year's reunion for RHOP. This dreadful red, baby, it went from bad to worse. It went from bad to worse. And we're going to discuss it. We're going to discuss it. And we're going to dig into what the hell and why the hell and are these heifers okay. We're going to get into it. So listen, y'all. I ain't going to drop the link tonight because we already at 2 hours, 44 minutes, and 32 seconds. That's long enough. If I drop that link, we ain't never getting up out of here. And I'm going to get me something comfortable to do because at this stage in the game, let me tell y'all what I'm dealing with over here, okay? The cold is trying to creep into the house, okay? That's how real it is at the moment. At the moment. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Hold on one second. As you know, I love to keep it real. Okay, I want y'all to know right now it is currently 21 degrees, okay? 21. And as the night goes on, it's going to get colder and colder, okay? It's supposed to, you know, bottom out around 19, and then it's going to warm up to a balmy 28 degrees tomorrow. And then it's going to get even colder. Okay, so I'm going to get on up off of here. Said, I truly believe Andy is sabotaging and cheapifying the show. I agree. I do think Andy may be doing some sabotaging and cheapifying. I think he may be doing just what you said he is doing. I do believe that he is indeed doing those things. Okay, so what I want to say to all of you is a thank you to Candy Butler, a thank you to Adrienne Marie, a thank you to Gossip News, a special thank you to Candy Butler again, and Elizabeth for supporting the stream. I appreciate you guys. I love y'all for that. And y'all do know what time it is, don't you? Y'all know what time it is. You do. If you did not like this video on the way in, I do need you to like the video on the way out. Need you to hit your notification bell and make sure you click all channel, okay? And if you're in Discord, you're going to always know. So make sure you're in Discord because you're going to always know when I go live. Because, honey, I tell my folks in Discord first. And you need to be there so you don't miss out on what Miss Sparkle got on the Mary Kay clearance, nothing over $20. And don't you miss it because it ain't going to be in for a while, okay? So get on in Discord so you'll always know when I'm live and every other thing that we talk about in there, including the penny deal at Dollar General and Dollar Tree. Subscribe if you're not subscribed because you know we're happy to have you here. You know we are. It's not a secret. We're glad to have you. We love you, okay? Also, if you want to join channel membership, there's a join button beneath the video and a membership link in the description box. Also in the description box, we have the link for my book, Little Girl, Big World. It is a survival guide for girls who are leaving home for the first time. Listen, let's keep our daughters safe. Y'all know we don't play about our girls. And if you can't afford a copy, reach out to me and I will make sure that you get one free of charge. If you don't grab the link, you can go to Amazon.com, type in Seanitra, and that book will come right on up. Also, we got the link for our merchandise store so you can get your crown gear, all right, and represent the royal family. We got the link for our Amazon storefront so you can shop for your home like I shop for mine. I will be updating it within the next 24 hours. And we got the link to my wish list. So please, if the spirit moves you, send notebooks, send pens, because, you know, I like to keep the stuff straight and we got to write it somewhere. But anyway, I appreciate all the support, everybody who supported the stream, everybody who liked the video, everybody who commented, even y'all crazy folks that had me cracking up in here, and the rest of your family too. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Listen, as you get ready to go to bed, as always, good night, sweet dreams, say your prayers, put God first. And when you get up tomorrow, remember to be positive and productive. Encourage the people around you and save energy to encourage yourself. And remember, in case nobody else says it to you, put this in your best sugar, all right? God loves you, I love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. Talk to y'all again later, all right? Bye.